From London, a receiver. Number 6, Keegan Cartona. From London, linebacker. Number 7, Ben Rasheer. From Newmarket, a quarterback. Number 12, Anthony Pinto. From London, defensive back and made famous for life for being on our can of beer, number 14, Kyle Shea. From Hamilton, defensive back, number 16, Marcelo De Silva. From London, linebacker, number 21, Matt Smith. From Ingersoll, running back, number 26, Tristan Beerley. From London, running back, a legacy, number 29, Jeff Klubai. Thomas.
Well, Ron, welcome back to Citywide Field, my friend. We're here for a little London GTA action today, sir. How you feeling right out of the gates?
There we go. Technical difficulties to start the broadcast. It's always a good sign of things to come. First day of fall. And, it's kind of thinking about this. As the days get shorter, the nights get cooler, the football becomes a little bit more important. With a win here today, the Beefeaters will lock up second place and host, most likely, the Hamilton Hurricanes here on October the 14th. Big game here for the Beefeaters, big day on the first day of fall, as we just saw the senior graduating Beefeaters being introduced onto the field.
Absolutely, and really the one and only time the Beefs are seeing the Grizzlies this year, right? This is the single game against the GTA.
Yeah.
Kind of weird with the way that there's 6 teams, and it ends up that you get a couple of two ways. And really the Beefs have certainly punched their card. Do you think they finish in second, or is there any threat of them moving down into third place?
Well, no, it's pretty much if you win today, that's it. You're locked up. You've got your. They might be locked up at this point now. Just trying to. No, they need to win today. This would be win number 4. So currently, Hamilton has 4 wins on the season. The Beefeaters have 3. This would be number 4. And then all of a sudden, then we've got your 2-3 matchup here, potentially on the 14th of October, in a rematch of last weekend, which was 17-13, in a much closer game than anybody really anticipated. Something about driving down to the Hammer. London teams seem to struggle there.
Right.
and again, walking to Tim Horton Field, home of the Ticats, is always a good thing as well.
Absolutely. I mean, really, looking at what brought them to the game today, obviously Beefs, if we go back, early in the season, big win, 18 to nothing over the Sooners, 41-6 over Hamilton. Then they go 2 unanswered, right, losing to the Saints back-to-back here at Citywide, and then one down the 401. Then a nice win against Quinty here, and then again, like you said last week, there's a win in Hamilton. So kind of 4-2 coming into this. We got today's game, and then they're on the road at Quinty next week.
Yeah.
If that game is necessary, I'm sure they'll still make the trip. But GTA, unfortunately, coming into this game 0-6. Falling to Hamilton 51 points, falling to Quinty 50-12, falling to Quinty again 40-0. And then a few other really high-scoring games. So, I mean, Is this a game where we just decide, maybe we play our seconds on this one, Coach, or do you still come out? Obviously, we're going to be getting Canada here in a second, but do you just come out and with your second strings, or do you give your starters that swing and change it up afterwards?
No, you got to go with what got you to the dance first and foremost, and you run. They're your starters for a reason. This is a lot of these guys. This is their last home game, last regular season home game. You want to reward those guys for the effort that they've put in. First string, second string, third string. Everyone, I believe, is going to see significant playing time today.
Yeah.
Some more than others, which is a good thing. But you got to win the game. So much like we saw against Quinty a few weeks ago, where the first strings kind of rolled the first quarter, I think it's going to be that kind of thing as we're just waiting for Jen Annan for the singing of our national anthem.
Right.
And the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well, no better way to start a game than Jen Annan belting out "Oh Canada," Coach. And man, is it a windy one today. Is this going to be a factor? I mean, we're getting a wind right now from the Howls of Dorchester screaming down Commissioner's Road here at Citywide Field. It's about probably 20 degrees. It's starting to chill off a bit, like you said. First day of fall, and I think it's go time. So I believe mind you, I know we were talking, but I think the Beefs are getting the ball, or Beefs are kicking off.
No, the Beefeaters. The Beefeaters will receive the ball. GTA won the toss, deferred to the second half, which is pretty much the standard play that you see at any level now. GTA of their own six. Let's call the monkey in the room what it is. But this is a they've got some players on this team. Do not kid yourself. They have some really, really athletic linebackers. They got a couple really tough running backs. They have the quarterback is not the most skilled athlete, but he's tough. This is a very tough out, a lot more difficult, than you believe it's going to be. 0-6, yes, they give up points, as we see the kick here. Short kick is picked up by number 7, Ben Regiers, takes it straight up beyond the 50-yard line. He's going to get it. Contact made, keeps going to midfield, keeps grinding the legs, takes it all the way to about the 52-yard line on the return, Adam.
Absolutely, and number 29 and number 30, that's going to be Jeremiah Graham and Wisdom Egwam on the tackle. Talking about threats on this team, on the tackling side of things, Devontae Edwards with 29 tackles on the season for GTA so far, and certainly we've got some other threats here on defense as well, but we'll get to those after this first play. But do we see a classic, power-based offense from the Beefs today, Coach? I mean, like you said.
Well, we're going to answer our first question as we see Damon Barrows taking the opening snaps in this game.
Okay.
Hand off to LJ Dyer over the left-hand side. Good gain beyond the 30-yard line to about the 26-yard line. Adam, just that power to the short side of the field, staple of Coach Schneider's offense.
Absolutely, and there's coming into this game, Devontae Edwards with that tackle just now. That'll make 30 tackles for him on the season. And, talking about threats on offense for, the Beefeaters, Dennis obviously completing 28 of 53 for 357 yards passing this year. LJ Dyer with the leading rushing yards with 108 carries on the season so far, Coach. 884 yards as we see the handoff to LJ Dyer again. Gets stuffed a little shorter here, but still a gain, Coach. So it's going to be probably, what, 2nd and 6?
Second and about 6 here. It's just the Beefeaters, now we're going to call it 2nd and 7 according to the sticks there. And again, if you've never seen a Beefeater game or Matt Schneider coach team, you're going to see a lot of power, a lot of play with the big boys up front. He stresses it. They do a good job. This is a very, very athletic and very, very physical offensive line for the Beefeaters.
Absolutely, and we'll see Mr. Barrows again. He's going to take this, hand it off to our man. No, he fakes it, and he's going to find number 5. Who's going to take this one, kind of walk it in, Coach, for the first touchdown of the game. That's Luca Rosiello. Beefs are on the board.
So, hey, Damon Barrow, the last time we saw him, he completed the touchdown pass. Again, first time today. Great job by Barrows. This is another, just a classic Coach Schneider. This is what I call the slice flats. This is that kind of combination. You're showing a slice or a crosser to bring the extra block across, and all of a sudden it's not there. Leak him out to the flats. Good job by number 5 as well, throwing up the block, not touching, putting his hands up. People are wondering, hey, what are you doing on that? That's actually taught. Snap is down. The extra point is blocked by the Grizzlies.
78. That's going to be Gabriel de los Santos Vargas with the block. So 6-0. So it's a little bit of hope for the pressure on the from the GTA here, Coach. So certainly not ready to just go away crying just yet. No. You know, less than 2 minutes into the game. So you know, we saw. I mean, obviously new Q. So we're resting Dennis, and then you know, obviously, you know, maybe do they give him a shake for the whole game? Is there a QB?
There is. There's a QB 3 and 4, I believe, today.
Yeah. So. Exciting stuff. You know, obviously we're on, Beefs are going to be on kick return. And when we get into this, why don't we get into the starting D-line here, Coach, for the Beefs? And we can kind of run those down. I know there's a few recognizable names on that list, too, that I think we've all absolutely coached before.
A few of these kids, yeah, one or two. So we got number 92, Barnes. Or excuse me, Delberg, number 90, Stewart, Dawson and Thompson are the defensive line, and I expect a lot of action from those young men today.
Absolutely. This ball going to be returned to the left side. It looks like number 2, which is Felix Afori of the GTA Grizzlies, bringing up 1st and 10 for the Beefs, Coach, from, I want to say, about the 30-yard line, maybe just before, around 29.
Yeah, about the 30-yard line is where they're marking it. And again, this, you know, I've kind of said it on a few broadcasts before, and everyone kind of goes, why do you call it the wind tunnel? As you can see on their headsets, this is why we call it the wind tunnel.
Absolutely.
It is the wind. We are not exaggerating. It's moving chairs. It is moving tapes. I'm looking at the tent, and kids, I'm telling you, it's blowing probably about 20, 30 miles an hour right in our face. So it doesn't matter where you stand here at Citywide. The wind always seems to be coming in your face. Number 16 on the edge here, dynamic receiver for GTA.
Absolutely. Looks like number 7 is going to be Harris Tohe, quarterback in on this play. Coach split. We're going to hand this one off, take a little run up the middle.
Number 3 with
number
the carry.
3 on the carry, which we don't have a number 3 on the carry.
Maybe
for
it's
the
number
GTAs.
2 then.
Might be down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Maybe 30-something. Oh, you know, check that. I think it was 23. Jesse Taylor.
Yeah, Jesse Taylor.
Yeah, who appears to be down at the moment. Which that's unfortunate if you're the you know, RB1 and we're less than 3 minutes into this game.
Yeah, 12:29 left to go, first quarter, 6-0 Beefeaters. Out of town action. We talked about a little bit. Hamilton did go down to the Belleville area to play Quinty today, and they did win 44-23, I believe was the final for the Hurricanes. So that pretty much locks them into the 3 spot at this point.
Yeah, and the Sooners on the road at Saints today. So we've got a 3-3 Sooners visiting obviously the perennial powerhouse that is the St. Clair Saints, former AKO Frabin here, Coach. So we got a 3-3 versus a 5-0. That's probably going to be a pretty decently close game, but I think the Saints still take that one. And
Well, and again, that's going to be potentially your playoff matchup in round number 1 for St. Clair as well. You know, basically what happened today in Belleville is pretty much as things are locked up pretty much where they're going to be at this point.
100%, 100%. So here we go. Looks like we've got the gentleman off the field that went down and maybe new RB in, or no, it might have been one of the old linemen here, Coach.
I think it was one of the offensive linemen.
Oh, we're getting a message here from our wonderful producer. It was number 67. We both got our glasses on today, Coach.
Oh, man.
So,
halftime, I'm going back to the car to get the glasses so I can actually read what I'm doing there. See, this is why I call producer Stephanie, Producer Stephanie, by far the most important Melrose in the broadcast.
I tell you.
Time after time after time.
We can't get on without her for sure. Split back. We're going to drop back here, and we're going to have a nice little pass completion. It looks like number 13 there, Coach. That's going to be Cliff Jerry Carlingo.
Carlingo is another. GTA has got, like I said, GTA has got a couple playmakers on their team that, you know, it's unfortunate that they just, let's just call it what it is. They just don't have the overall numbers. They don't draw well in Toronto. I don't know what it is. You've got more. Well, I do know what it is, but it comes down to, you know, there's not a lot of football fields available in Toronto. There are a lot more basketball courts. There's a lot more soccer fields than there are football fields. So you tend to get more people gravitating towards those sports in the larger communities.
Absolutely. Well, what's interesting too, obviously we had a different quarterback in for GTA. You know, their leading passer this year is Beauchamp, 29-77 for 290 yards. So maybe trying out just something different here against the London Beefeaters. And this is going to be Lawrence. Very dynamic player this year. Lots of stats. Surprised he wasn't topping some of these lists as well. But I guess when you're backing up Dyer, or I mean, you've got Jagger Horst in the mix.
Well, he's actually the starting safety.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Lawrence is the starting safety, and actually he broke the punt return record for the Beefeaters a couple weeks ago. Let's throw out another one. Number 3, L.J. Dyers last week, 319 yards rushing to set a new London Beefeater rushing record in a single game.
Wow. Starting offensive line today for the Beefs. Ballas, Juergens, Ricard at center, Deneau at right guard, and Fatelli at right tackle. And we're going to get a pass downfield. This looks like our man Pinto on the field, but incomplete here, Coach. Looks like it was intended for number 19. It's going to be Jaden Shallett.
Wasn't quite deep enough.
So that was a you know, maybe not deep enough. On any other day, that's probably a completed pass. That's how much the wind is going to be affecting you, the throwers today. The wind is coming out of the northeast right now. And so it's coming right into the Beefeaters' face out of the far side of the end zone in.
Absolutely. 4 to the boundary here. We're going to get motion to the field here, Coach. Single man in the backfield. Could be a whole lot of lipstick on a pig. It was. We're going to hand this one off to Mr. Dyer. Dyer's going to crush down to about the 35-yard line. And will that be enough here, Coach? Or is it going to be second down?
I think we're going to have third down and short here. Gain of about 8 on the play.
Third one.
Long 1, short 2. We're going to call it 3rd and 1 here. As the offense stays out on the field, just that power play that they love to run, a little bit more of a stretch. That time they tried to get an extra body out there. That's how you did the motion.
Absolutely. 2-by-2 set here. Pinto still at the helm. Snap is up. Dyer's going to take the ball right up the gut. Absolute first down here for the Beefs, Coach.
Yeah, and that's where you're going to get your running yards. That right side of the offensive line. That's a really right side, left side. They both do really, really good job of opening holes. There are some big bodies out there for the offensive line. And when they get into their second and third string teams, they're just as big. They just haven't had the snaps that the regulars have had.
Absolutely. And you're surprised based on the age here. That last play, they've obviously loosened them up a bit. That last play, look how tight the splits were. Obviously, we're third and very short. We're looking to get that. But interesting to see full-grown men playing in real tight splits there as we see a completion to 81 here 82 for the Beefs, Coach. Oh, and a huge hit right at the end to finish that one off. Wow.
Complete.
I believe it's Horse, isn't it?
The Jagger Horse.
Yeah, our man Jagger Horse, again, leading receiver for the Beefs this year. I had some stats on him as well. Jagger Horse with 19 receptions, 303 yards, and 2 touchdowns coming into the game today. I thought his TD rating was going to be a little higher on the season, but I guess he's just doing a whole lot of running, and Dyer's finishing the job, right?
Well, when you've got like literally 4 deep at running back,
Right.
you can just turn around and pound the ball inside. You know,
Yeah.
it tends to happen from time to time.
Absolutely.
We see LJ Dyer straight off the right-hand side.
Dyer over the right side.
So inside the 5 now.
Down to about the 1. Second and goal.
Yeah,
Beefeaters.
second and goal. Looks like 50 from the GTA Grizzlies. Finally shut him down. George Polis right in the middle. So Dyer with a great motor on him. Good to see him nice and healthy. I know there's been years when he's been up and down. I don't want to jinx nothing right now, but
Yep. Knock on wood.
yeah,
the
exactly,
Dutchman.
exactly. So nice big kind of overload here to the right, coach. So we're probably just gonna bang this middle. Yep, we're gonna
Flags.
get this to
Dyer over the left side. Touchdown.
Dyer is in, but
Yep.
there's flags
White Hat's
everywhere.
waving it off. You think maybe procedure?
No, I think GTA lined up offside. I think it's going to be a touchdown.
Flags on the play.
Mind you, they are bringing the starting receivers back in, so
Offside call.
Nope.
Touchdown.
okay. So it was GTA lined up offside. You got to give that full yard. It's so hard to do when you're basically lining up on the goal line. You know, touchdown LJ Dyer. Just a good tough run for LJ. Might be the last we see him for today. Maybe one more series after this.
Yeah, absolutely, and maybe just a vision of what we've got to come on the day, sir. But Wisnowski, little shank, but it still goes through. So I have a 13-0 ball game here,
Okay,
coach.
13-0, but that's 2 that, you know, the first one was blocked. That wasn't the prettiest kick.
No,
From a kicker, I'm telling you that wasn't the prettiest kick. And he does not deserve to say what I'm going to say at some point today. Not after that kick.
okay, perfect. So, Mr. Wisnowski has not earned the Kickers Are People Too badge yet.
He's earned it
Yeah.
before.
Oh, absolutely.
He's earned it many
For
times.
today, just want to let you know,
Not
guys.
off that kick, though.
Yeah, for those of you not in the know, Mr. Ron Forward, the godfather of youth football here in London, Ontario, once stud kicker at what school can we shout out here? What's the alma mater here, Coach?
Clark Road.
Clark Road High School. Hey, listen.
Technically
Yeah.
graduated from Clark Road. Kicked at Central
Yep.
as well. But yeah, kickers are people too. And especially in the Canadian game, if you don't have a kicker, you are in trouble as the weather gets cooler.
Absolutely, and from what we know about Coach Schneider's, coaching strategy and how he puts a practice together, having coached under him for sure, I mean, at minimum, a third of practice is dedicated to special teams,
And it needs to be.
we're seeing it right now, right? It's the difference maker, and any team I've worked on with it, it's always been a difference maker, and here we are. I mean, GTA's backed up right now on what? They're 11.
Yeah, and again, this is what you're looking for. The wind is blowing in the Beefeaters' face. This is a good job of driving the ball down, not allowing the ball to go up. You put the ball high up in the air on something like that, it's literally just going to hold up. Now, and that could also be a danger call there for the returners. You got to get up there and get that. But does a good job, hits the ground, rolls around, and then just good coverage everywhere for the Beefeaters.
Well, and Coach Ron kicking tip, special teams tip, number 1, I always remember, catch it in the air or not, it's a difference of 15 yards.
15 yards every time.
Yep. For those of you learning and listening at home, football is one of those sports we get to learn every single day. So similar look here from the GTA with split backs here, Coach. Couple of guys in motion. And we're going to drop back and try and hit number 1 on that pass. That is Jonathan Stoddard, who is the number 1 receiver for the GTA Grizzlies this year, Coach, with, I've got it here, 17 receptions, 207 yards, and 1 touchdown on the season.
And not only that, he is a physical blocker at the point of attack as well. Like I said, GTA has athletes on this team. They just haven't been able to have that success out there. As we're just kind of looking at the benches there, there's like about 15, 20 kids on the bench for GTA, and there's about 40 on the bench for the Beefeaters. So it just tells you, like, when you get to practice against depth, it develops better play, develops better depth. As we see flags as the Beefeaters jumped offside on that one.
Absolutely. And we've talked about this too before. It's always amazing with these Toronto-based teams, and the 4 million people in the GTA, and for them to put it just to show up with, it looks like one of the buses didn't get here right now if we're looking at the sidelines, and Obviously London has an amazing history of great high school ball, right up from the London Minor, right up through, which, we can attribute the high school play in this city to London Minor. And the kids starting when they're 7 years old. So, like, when they get to grade 9, they're not learning football in grade 9. They've known it since they were 12.
But not
or younger.
Not only that, but it's the quality of the coaching that we get at the London Minor level. A lot of the coaches, work their ways up to the ranks of the Beefeaters, the Junior Mustangs, to the Thunderbirds. As we see, the quarterback is under pressure, dropped. Number 93, I believe it is.
Yeah, I think you're right. That would be London Dawson.
Oh my!
Just all day. That's a load coming through the line here, Coach.
That's a lot of defensive linemen coming through.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
Mr. Quarterback Harris Toheed here. They're gonna have to walk that one off a little bit. I think.
Yeah. And I would expect, just an FYI, as we see the punt team come out, I would expect GTA to take the deuce on this and concede the 2. We're just kind of talking through it right now. But, yourself, you've been involved with London Minor for years. How many kids who have come through the London Minor rank are on this Beefeater team?
Yeah.
Without a word of a lie, there's probably about 30.
Yeah. Well, and then what always blows my mind now in the high school game I'm coaching at AB Lucas is you're in the handshake line and there's just all these kids going, Coach Melrose, how are you? And it's just like, I don't even know who it is because they got their helmet on half the time. What's up, buddy? How are you? We got some local legends coming in here, Mr. Rasheem Blackson, Alex Muscat. How are you, buddy?
Rasheed here. Hey.
So.
Put the headset on, say hello.
Are we're still in, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. So Rasheem Blackson just joining the broadcast right now. Wish we could get you on camera. You're all dressed up nice. So tell us, you're out playing. Where are you playing right now?
I'm out there in Hamilton playing for McMaster right now.
Excellent. How's that experience been so far?
Awesome. The speed of the game's real good. The competition's it's real good as well. Just being in the new city, new teammates, all that, it's real fun.
Well, and, Coach and I were just talking, like, literally, you're one of the guys who came up through LMFA, played in high school, moved on, playing at OUA now, and a London, Ontario success story so far, and we're looking forward to seeing, your successes down the road, and all that highlight tape. We got to get you on the film this year, right? So
for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Thanks. That's Rasheem Blackson. Be looking out for this man in the future for sure. And Coach Ron's going to join us back here. So, obviously, the Beef's back on offense here, Coach.
Yeah, Tavis Gall with a jet sweep. And, again, I promised the family I would say this at some point. The second he got his name called, Tavis Gall, 19 years old tomorrow. So, happy birthday to Tavis Gall. And we missed one last week. Our friend at the end there also had a birthday. Mr. DeSico.
Hey, attaboy, Addis. The man on the as we love to call it, the iPad of steel here at the at Citywide Field.
Wow, okay, so the holding call, so it doesn't count. It's the second time we did that last time, too. I'm just going to give him the gears after the game.
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm going to just, as the wind continues here, my little wind sock went flying off my headset while we were chatting there, Coach. So
Barrows back to pass, throws up. It is intercepted by number 2. Return to the 45-yard line beyond the 40. He's got a line to go. Flags on the return. Number 2's going to take this ball inside the 20-yard line to about the 15, but there's a flag on the play. Oh, my. Again, we just saw how the wind is affecting, especially going this way. It's really hard to do. You see that return inside the 5, but there is the flag, so I believe it's going to be coming back to GTA's going to retain possession, but it's going to be coming back a little bit here. A little bit of technical difficulties here on the broadcast. Thank you very much for joining us here.
No flag on the play, so
yeah, no worries.
No flag. Okay,
okay.
No flag on the play. So there we go.
Threw it away.
First and goal at the 5, but that is what the wind's doing in today's game. Rasheem Blackson, it's great to see him. There's a number of kids. The Beefeaters do a great thing here once a year where they call it Football Day in London. And it usually goes opposite of Western's Homecoming. And it is you wear your team's London Minor stuff or your high school stuff, you get it free. And it's just great to see so many different teams represented. But it's a great crowd here today. It's a great environment. having coached a number of these kids as a flag on the play on that.
Yeah, procedure going to be here on the GTA. I think we're getting a little antsy. The GTA is getting a sniff of the end zone right now, Coach. So I think everybody's got to settle her down and let's get this one. Let's get this one across the line, right? We really haven't scored in a couple of games, so.
No, exactly. So that's something that we'd like to do. The Beefeaters now, you want to put your team in situations to prepare for other situations down the line. This is an and goal situation. Let's see if our defense can go out there and make some plays.
Absolutely. Towheed having a look in the backfield. He's almost got 90, 88 there on the little crosser for Friesen, but incomplete here, Coach.
Number 14 with the coverage for the Beefeaters. That is Kyle Che with the coverage. Good job. He nowhere really to put that ball there.
Yeah, where are we at here? We're going to be second and goal, third and goal. Oh, right. No, we had a flag, so it'll be second and goal. So
about the 15-yard line.
When you literally haven't scored since week 2 against Quinty when you put up 12 and you're this close, obviously, I don't think we even see a field goal team come out here, Coach. I bet you they just go for this one.
I'm not sure they have one at this point.
All right, so Towheed having a look. He's got a guy on the boundary side, but it's picked off by London.
It's Drew Lawrence.
Number 2, Drew Lawrence.
Drew Lawrence takes the ball away. Wow, we had a great line of this. If we can get that producer Stephanie,
it's going to roll
one
back
more
right
time there.
Yeah.
See how he got his hands out. He caught that like a receiver. Gets his hands out, extends, takes the ball away. Good coverage there. Drew Lawrence is making a play that shouldn't be made. Really fantastic job.
And our man Towheed from GTA, I'm sure, just loving Drew Lawrence right now for that pick. Never fun getting an INT, especially when you're barking on the door. So, well, here we go. So London back to work.
As we see, they're rotating the quarterback so far. Bears gets one, Pinto's back in here. So it seems to be that's what they're doing right now.
Now, do we know anything on Dennis, or are they just, they're just maintaining him today, just saying you don't need to be in this game?
I believe he's the gentleman sitting down in the chair with a knee brace on.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense. A Klubine bringing it up to second and short here, Coach.
Yeah, just again, we can pretty much we don't have to look at it and say, okay, that was power.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there, we've done that. So power play straight ahead there. Gain of about 9. Klubine, the graduate of Beale High School at London, and a lot of London players, on the London team, but also like Anthony Pinto from Newmarket in his last regular season game here for the Beefeaters. Coach Snyder does a great job of recruiting all over the province of Ontario.
Absolutely, and I think we're just getting a double dose of the Klubine right now. Going to take this up to about the 25-yard line here, Coach. Was it 20?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to get a better look.
So Dave Woody's saying that it's Beerling.
Beerling or Geerling?
No, we just can't get the number from here. So great run from London.
I think it is number 20.
Yeah, and 20 on our sheet here is Ethan Grant.
Okay, so maybe it's not 29. Maybe well, that's Klubine then.
Run this way. Can we get Can we get a blue power this time?
It's 29.
Yeah, so 29 just be our man Klubine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice.
That's actually Jeff Klubine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there we
Thanks,
go.
Dave.
Steve, thanks.
About a yard short.
So, first down, just that stretch power play. Again, all they're doing is the running back. He's heading towards a hole. He's pressing the hole, and then he's seeing a lane and he's taking it outside. Klubine does have the speed. We saw that last home game here. He does have the speed to take it coast to coast in a blink. He's got great speed, as we see. LJ Dyer has checked in for the Beefeaters now.
Dyer, Pinto going to give this. No, he pulls this one. Pinto's going to take it to the boundary side and make a couple of cuts, make a man miss, and then just get absolutely gobbled up from behind by number 64 from GPA. That's Marcus Bach.
This is what Anthony Pinto does so good with the Beefeaters. Coach Snyder loves to have an athletic quarterback who can do exactly that. It's a power play, but it's a read option off of it. So, how do you put the different aspects of what the kids love to read about, and that spread, read option look into some basic football formation. Exactly what you just saw there.
There we go, a little switch motion to the boundary. We're going to give this to Dyer. He's going to take it to the boundary and get a chunky yards here and run out of bounds right about the 40-yard line, Coach.
Holding call against the Beefeaters. Flag was pretty much right away. This is going to be coming back. It's going to be 1st and 20 here.
Holding is the call against the Beefeaters.
So Anthony Pinto in a quarterback. And again, what I was talking about.
It's there. Yeah, I saw it in the replay.
It was pretty much right away. Missed the number, but that's fine. We'll find out who it was.
O-line.
We'll put him in the box of shame for 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Little slap shot reference there.
We need a new graphic for the broadcast. The Coach Ron box of shame.
Box of shame.
But we're going to go back 10 yards here, replay the down. So it's 1st and 20 now for the London Beefeaters. Back in this 22, I think we got 32 look. And Pinto's going to have a look to the boundary side. He's going to hit the hands of number 19.
That was, I think that was backwards.
So Shallow's wide open, but that might have been a lateral, but it went out of bounds regardless.
No. If it's a lateral, that's a live ball. It's spotted where the ball goes out of bounds.
Right.
But they're saying no, it wasn't. So okay.
I think that's also one of the other coach to make a bigger deal out of that.
It was like from what's watching it live, it sure looked like that's really close.
Yeah, 4 to the field, 1 to the boundary. He's going to give this one to L.J. Dyer, who gets about maybe a gain of 2 here, Coach.
Yeah, but again, this is what I was telling you about. Toronto is a lot better of a team than their records and their scores indicate. They will play you tough all game long. You are in a battle for 60 minutes of football. Yes, it's 15-0, okay? But there again, that is a play that nobody gives up on, okay? Makes a play in the backfield, forces them to spin around, early pressure. So again, give kudos to the Grizzlies for showing up and battling. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want in a game like this.
Yeah. Well, and here comes Wisnowski to round off the first quarter here, Coach, and kicking into the wind.
Just died right down.
Oh, there you go. Almost gets blocked. That's a healthy punt. We're going to catch that one in the air and get gobbled up right away by about 3 or 4, maybe 5 Beefeaters here, Coach. And that's going to be 1st and 10 for the GTA Grizzlies from the 41-yard line.
Yeah, now we're going to switch ends at the quarter time as we see the Beefeaters lead 15-0. Again, just really quick moving first quarter, which is, in games that we anticipate are going to be a lot of points to not a lot of points.
Yeah,
it's kind of what we're looking for. Crisp play. You don't want to have a lot of flags. If you're Coach Snyder, Coach Scarps, the rest of the gentlemen on the Beefeater staff, pretty good execution in the first there. You're not looking for a lot of flags. You want to maintain possession. You want to run the ball. You want to have a lot of success. Hey, defensively, you made a play. Coaching points, we got to clean up some stuff on our PAT.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously coming in 15-0.
Wind literally
right?
Just
yeah, it just
right
absolutely.
Wow.
the
welcome
caution tape isn't moving. Towheed's got his man in number 30 almost. And that just gets a little through his hands. That's Jeremiah Graham, intended receiver here, Coach. And
just a swing pass they're trying to get to, he catches it. I don't think that he's going to get many yards because there's no one blocking.
Yeah, well, we just had camera 2 here showing a bit of an animated coach here in the jersey on the sideline. So something he didn't like, or maybe he's the receivers coach and just
easy. Not all of us are hotheads. Some of us are.
Same look, Towheed. Split backs, a little bit of protection there. He's going to drop backs. We got flags right away. Towheed's going to fall down. He found a turf monster on that one, Coach. And flags.
I think this is offside against the Beefeaters.
Offside's going to be the call against the Beefeaters.
We'll see that replay.
2nd and 5.
I think he lined up offside.
Oh, maybe 98?
Yeah, right away. Good pressure, so it's going to be 2nd and 15 here. Offside against London.
Yep.
Wrong Wrong way. Wrong way, guys. Am I missing something? It was offside against the Beefeaters. Why did they move it up 5 yards?
Because Beefeaters are on defense.
All right.
Welcome to
I'm gonna
new badge for the screen. The Coach Ron brain
But-
fart moment of
oh.
the game. Towheed is going to find his man, but he's going to get tackled right away by 97. That is Nadir Baird Lynch. I'm sorry, check that. Yep, Logan Clyde.
No, Coach Ron's coming out of the box of shame after that one. we gotta get a graphic going.
The new
Coach
box of
Ron,
shame.
Box of shame. Just a picture of me just going like this. What did I do?
I love it. I love it. We absolutely for the playoff game we will have that ready to go.
I'm
So
gonna stick it on my kid on the sidelines as he's standing there, not seeing the field, just going like this.
yeah, GTA got the punt team in. It would have been a 3rd and 3, so probably not manageable for them at the moment. So punters in, and we've got I think Drew Lawrence back to return it.
Fake.
And we get a fake that is going to get snuffed out right away. Big tackle from Ben Regier.
Shenanigans.
And
Ben Regier stopped him. So again, just a fake punt here. They look like a couple. GTA has done this a number of times in the season. Just a short to the up back, trying to hit it and just nowhere to go.
yeah, no, sniffed out right away. So obviously that's on film, and Coach Schneider and his special teams guys would have been ready for that for sure. So, well, 13-14 here, Coach, and I know from our brief pregame chat, we thought this might have been a higher scoring affair, but considering we still got a lot of the Beef starters in, GTA's giving them a game for sure right now, keeping it low. As we see LJ Dyer get the fake on this one, and Barrow's going to go for a run and get tackled by number 45 from GTA. That is Devontae Edwards, again, leading tackler for GTA coming into this game.
Yeah,
and
he
first down.
Really active linebacker, pursues well down the line. Just a very athletic kid. Damon Barrow, just adore the kid. Absolutely adore the kid. Coached him when he was like 10 years old. So it's great to see him getting significant playing time today.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of another London program, obviously he's an LMFA kid. He played Thunderbirds, and I know he played through high school as well. As we see Dyer trucking up the middle again for about a 6-yard gain here, Coach. Oh,
Yeah.
10. Nope, check that. They're going to move the sticks.
Just short of the first down.
Yeah, I thought it was just short.
Yeah, I was following that ref, but he went back to get the marker.
Yeah, so high school kicked off this week in the Forest City. It was great to see. And London Miners heading into week number 3. So football is alive and kicking in the Forest City.
Absolutely. I'll be at this exact field tomorrow for a 10 a.m. game and then a 4 p.m. game as we see LJ Dyer get the Beefs another first down.
How did you get suckered into 2 teams?
It's important to be a defensive consultant to as many teams as possible here, Coach. I've got a U10 game with Coach Bruno DeSanto at the Hammers first thing in the morning against the first place St. Thomas Hawks, and so I'm going to go help out a little bit there. And then I'm head coaching the U14 game at 4 o'clock against the Red Storm. So we'll see. Barrow still in for the Beefeaters. 3 guys over to the boundary, 1 to the field. A little bit of motion
Good
here as
read.
we see. Yeah, really nice read.
So if we can just get that one more time, this is the read option to a nutshell. What do we see here? If we can just get this rolled one more time here. Watch number 38, the defensive end. See how he comes upfield and stops? That takes the run away from the quarterback. But that is what you're looking for, okay? So if the defensive end is tearing, and what we do is say tearing down. So if he's not respecting the quarterback's run ability and is coming down to play the running back, so scraping down, the quarterback has to pull that ball and get out and get going, okay? So that is what we're looking for when we say the thing. You're running the read. You're identifying one player on the defense, see what they're doing, and you're basically putting your play against what he's doing. So I used to say to my kids all the time, doesn't matter what they're doing on defense, we're going to do something because what they're going to do is going to be wrong.
Yeah.
If they go this way, that's fine. We've got the play in to do this. If they do this, that's fine. We've got the read in to do this. So the more options you have, the more you teach your kids to use your eyes in football. Understand what the other team is doing. The further and further and further you're going to go. And you see how those concepts that some of these kids, some of these teams teach at like 9, 10, 11 years old. See how it comes all the way through to the college and the university and the pro game. You see much, much more of this happening in the pro game as well.
Absolutely. And you know, we're back talking about the LMFA as well too, and the level of play that it's gotten to, especially over the last couple of years, is at an all-time high again. And it's really great to see Barrow here taking the snap. He's going to give this one to Dyer. Dyer's going to take this one to the boundary side and get gobbled up.
Dyer,
You know,
Still with a short gain, I believe.
Yeah, short gain on the play. It's going to be probably enough. No, it's going to be third down here.
Got to be feeder down.
So both LJ Dyer and Damon Barrow, former members of London Minor, for the team that you're playing tomorrow, the Red Storm.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid team. I remember that one well. Another friend of the program, Carl Cullison, was on that team.
Mm-hmm.
LJ, Damon, there was Nick Shorey was another of those kids.
Pretty solid team for
That team was okay. They didn't win the championship that year. I have fond memories of the team that did. That did happen to.
Were you coaching that team, Coach?
66-34 was the final.
Wow.
Yeah, that was when we had special teams, and I was the first guy to say, "Don't kick it deep. They're back there for a reason."
Yeah.
Let's pick it. Let's kick it at the kid who doesn't look like he can tie his shoes very well.
I know.
And drift it right at his feet. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. And that particular game, I remember, we had 3 possessions before the Red Storm touched the ball because we got the opening kick. We scored, onside it, got the ball back, scored, onside it, got the ball back, scored. It's 18-0. Game's over. It was literally, that's it. The game's over. Now you just, I'll play a possession all day.
Whoever has the ball last, even though you were 18.
I'm up
you're
3
18.
scores at this point. I'm like, I don't care what you do anymore.
Yeah.
Like, just kick it deep now. I don't care.
I remember being not directly told, but indirectly told that they took specials out due to myself and a few other coaches that just all we did was onside kick, Coach. So I think we're all guilty here. LJ Dyer, right up the middle, touchdown, Beefeaters.
Second of the day for LJ Dyers. See a couple Beefeaters slow getting up here.
His second or his third? Did he not have the first 2?
I know we had the second one. His third of the day, yeah.
Yeah, would be his third of the day.
Yeah. No. First one was Damon Barrow's slice pass. So yeah, that's LJ Dyer's second of the day. I thought it was the second. So been hitting the head a lot, but I still do remember a few things here and there. Snap is down, the kick is away. That's better.
And that one's going to hit
now
Commissioner's Road.
Now
there you go.
Get it. Wooch, there you go. Kickers are people too. That's the second graphic
you
that
have
we need.
earned the badge.
Yeah.
Mr. Wojnowski.
You're out of the box of shame. You now have the badge of kickers are people too.
Absolutely. Well, and AB, another great London product here from AB Lucas. Was kind of scoping out a couple of schools, decided to stay here in London, and the Beefeaters program, in fact, any of these CGFL teams across the country, it's the whole purpose is, college and, just kids who go to work right out of high school that they can continue to play the game that they love. There's, this isn't like hockey we can play till we're, till we can't skate anymore. This is a game that you could pretty much past 25 but for a lot of people past 18, you don't play this, right?
Yeah.
So, to be able to keep these guys going. And obviously, Wojnowski had to step up, play quarterback last year, which is not his strong suit. Still did a great job, but now just gets to shine as a kicker. So really great to see.
Yeah, a couple kids that, normally join us on the broadcast. They had a pretty decent day the other day as Lucas played a very, very good Medway team.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to somebody who I said has a highlight reel.
Yeah.
not highlights. It's highlight. Wonder Bread, miss ya. Hope you're having a good day today. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, it was good. Pretty solid game. Obviously, saw some really good play from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
There's some boys on that. Weston Gower's there. Simon Cantor's on that team.
There's some big
Yeah,
hitters on
Zach
that team.
Warden's on that
Yeah.
team, and that's some Warden and Gower are grade 11s.
Yeah,
right. So
that team is watch out next year.
yeah, 100%.
You know, if they can get some backfill there.
All right, this kick is away. He's got the win with it too, Coach. Looks like 33 is going to field
13.
this one.
13's one of the return.
13.
Yeah. Takes it beyond the 25-yard line to, just short of the 25-yard line to say about the 23.
Yeah, Carlingo. So obviously we saw him returning earlier. And obviously most times in this game we make halftime adjustments here, Coach. What's our second quarter adjustments if we're making this right now, if we're GTA?
If you're GTA, it's a simple message. Let's get a first down. Let's get a drive together.
Yep.
Okay? You got to go with what you know what to do. And you have to go with what you practice to do. And you scout the teams and you watch them and you have an idea of where you want to attack. Execute it.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds so simple. I'll just go out and do it now. You know, there are other people there are another team out there saying, no, we don't want you to execute that.
Yeah, well, we got that split back look again. Towheat's looking for, again, that same little swing out to Graham, but it's just not there. And it's just too much pressure coming here from the Beefs.
Yeah, there's number 18, 93. Hepburn was in there in the coverage as well. Another long-time London minor, London product,
Can we see the replay one more time, too? Jaden Bragg, I believe, is number 18 off the edge here. And I'm gonna coach Ron this. Kids, if you're watching this, a single hand up takes a giant lane away for a quarterback. Put your hand up. That's why we look to the swing on that. So
good job.
Same look here. 2-by-2 split back. Towheat's looking downfield again. Do we need to have we abandoned the run a little too, or do we not have a running game here?
I don't think they have much. You got to remember your running back got hurt on the first play of the day.
Very true.
So I'm not sure how much of a run game there actually is out there right now.
Yeah.
For GTA, but GTA will pass to set up the run.
Yeah.
Very West Coast offense like. They're trying to hit that short swing.
Yeah.
Well, and
that little out route too, tough one to cover. Hepburn had him just locked down too. Yeah. So probably was going to catch it. Was probably going to gain about 5 yards, but unfortunately, he was a little underran, a little overthrown.
Well, they ran a fake punt last time. Wind's at your back now.
Or do we?
No,
see
the wind's in your face now.
Do we see him hustle into the end zone here?
That's a long hustle to give up a deuce. I'd say he kicked. Well, no, it's going back there now.
Stoddard, yeah. Stoddard's going to take the knee just in time. Because Mr. Logan Clyde was bearing down on a gentleman.
I'm not sure he had I think he had more solutions of let's get him on the one rather than the deuce there. So the second time GTA has given up the deuce, and it is 24-0 for the Beefeaters. 8:25 left to go first half. Here from the Wind Tunnel, a.k.a. Citywide Field, in the beautiful Forest City. My name is Ron Forta, with, of course, producer/announcer extraordinaire, Adam Melrose.
Always a pleasure, Ron. I know I was too double booked for the last couple of broadcasts. I know I was on with you for 3 quarters of most of those games, and we had Depeche Manyard come in, who did a really great job in the last cast as well, and we'll get him on as well too. I mean, it's complicated with 3 headsets, but maybe we roll him in here again. He's usually floating around here at some point too, so we'll get his feedback on the game. Pinto's going to keep this one, take it to the boundary side, gain himself a couple.
Pinto.
See, this is what I mean about GTA. They give up points, okay? They do. But look they're battling. They're in here, they're battling. They gave up about 8 yards on that, so 7 yards, so it's 2nd and 7. I guarantee you they're going to come up, they're going to hit you every single play. So, yes, it's an 0-16. We get that. But this is a team that scraps, and this team fights harder than any other 0-6 team I've ever seen.
And Pinto, 2-by-2, is going to hand this one off. This looks like Klubine, who's going to move the chains, Coach.
Yeah, gets it to the 50-yard line. Just that short-handed power play. weak power is basically what you do. You see a really good job of a double team at the point of attack. So again, just happy birthday to a bunch of the players and kids. You know, as we see somebody called timeout as an injury timeout. Speaking of injured, Connor Crozier, who they were, you know, the Beefeaters were expecting such big things from the second-year player. Another London Minor kid who was on that 66-44 game.
Yep.
He was playing offensive line for me that particular day. Back in, I remember that game, we had an all grade 7 offensive line in a grade 7 and grade 8 league.
Oh, wow.
So I just remember looking at our coaches and going, we'll go as far as the offensive line takes us. How are we going to do it? I'm going to take the biggest kid in the league and put him in the backfield, and we're just going to give him the ball. And that's basically what I did. I had the Ron Florida version of Thunder and Lightning. I had a really fast kid and a really big kid who was a farmer out of Elmer who had bigger calves than you and I still have to this day.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like, we're just going to give him the ball.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
that was it in a nutshell.
and sometimes that's, you know, all we could do. 2-by-2 here. We're going to get a little motion to the field. And Pinto is going to hand this one off. And we'll just see Klubine once again go for a little trot down the field, eventually get pushed out of bounds by number 1, Jonathan Stoddard. And we're going to move the chains substantially here, Coach.
Yeah, good gain of about 30 yards on this. So there you see that fullback is in there. Slice motion coming across. Good kickout block by number 20 for the Beefeaters. That is Ethan Grant. Does a really good job of sealing that. And as a lead blocker, you're trying to give the running back, I know some people will say, well, no, I want to have a two-way go. I've always been a big believer of give the guy a simple read.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, take your guy, shed him, get him, like seal it, and give him a defined running lane.
Absolutely. Pinto, again, going to pull this one. He saw it. Pull. And I think he was looking for, was he looking for 10 downfield, or was that just, he was just faking them out?
I think he was just faking them out because 86 was engaged in a block. So.
Yeah, that would have been.
Gain of 5 on that. That was hey, right away. Right from the first, like, look at GTA. We're not going to give up. This is what I really, really like about this team. They don't give up. They keep grinding. They are not the biggest team. They don't have the biggest numbers, but they battle. They battle hard on every single play, and I respect them for that. I really do.
So we get this 4-by-1 look again here with number 6 in isolation. That's Keegan Cardona, and we're just going to hand this one off again, Coach. Go for a little run, maybe 2 yards.
Dyer with a key. Yeah, 2. Dave says it's 3. It sure looked like more like 2 to me.
We're ground level, but yeah, it looks like, I don't know.
It's 3rd and 3 as we see the punt team coming on.
Or do we get with the wind? Well, I guess it's wind at our side right now. Could we field goal this one, Coach, and get a 3rd kickers or people to badge of the day from Mr.
No. This would be his 2nd.
Okay, sorry.
He didn't get one on the first one.
Okay.
But we're lining up for it now. This is a field goal. This is a 36-yard field goal attempt. With the wind absolutely dying down, of course.
Man,
you know.
the Woj has something, going for him here now. It's coming back, but that's away.
He's got it.
Might be it, Coach.
Yeah, it's good.
There he goes.
There
Second
you go.
badge. Badge
there
number
you
2
go.
on the day.
Badge number 2. That's another badge for Wojnowski. Kickers are people too with a 3 points. 27, no score of the Grizzly. 5:23 left. The Grizz decide to take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Probably a smart move, I think, at this point. Let's just try and put something together. Let's put a series together. I think we're going to see it's going to be Towheed again at taking the snaps.
Yeah, so you can just kids like the wind is just screaming right now. It is unbelievable.
Absolutely. And what's great, we were talking earlier about all the London minor teams. We've got the U10 Rams team and the U10 Hammers team warming up in the backfield here, which I believe we're going to see, as we did last year and during this game, a little halftime scrimmy between those two teams. All right, Towheed looking downfield. Quick pass to Stoddard, who makes a man miss, but then gets gobbled up by the defense of the ball's out, but it's way too late.
Picks up 7.
Okay, 2nd and 3. Positive.
33, 16 was
second
in
and
there.
2. He's 2nd and 2 for sure. And
good gain on that. Just a little sit-down route.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that moment that you realize it's like there's 8 guys coming
gonna
at
hit.
me right now.
I'm gonna get hit,
This is
but
gonna,
yeah.
this is really gonna suck.
two by two split again. Towheed barking out a few orders here. He's having a look to the boundary side, and he's got 13 for a first down, but the ball's out. That's fumble,
Let's fumble.
and he's out. And he's out right there.
16 recover for the Beefeaters. London ball at the 50-yard line.
Carlingo had it, but I think does he get popped?
By the Beefeaters.
Yeah.
He's just trying to reach. No, he's trying to reach it out to get it beyond the first down.
I gotcha.
And it's the second man coming in here.
Tuck and
The
fall
33
down.
got it.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah. 38.
38. Who
38 for
we
the
talking
Beefeaters.
about right there? Emmett Howard. Well done, sir.
Emmett Howard knocks that ball out. Well, hey, defensive coach. What do we tell our kids? First guy secures the tackle. Second guy does what?
Just rip the ball out.
Guess what happened?
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Somebody was paying attention here, Coach. 3 to the field, 2 to the boundary. We're going to give this one to Kluba. No, we're going to pull it, and we are going to hit
Tavis Gall.
Tavis Gall.
There you go. Happy birthday, kid.
Travis Gall. Pick up,
On Coach Ron's favorite route, the out.
You don't like the out route. I don't believe that for as far as I could throw you.
That's about 3 inches. just for
So,
the record,
Coach-
I want to see you toss 250
Coach,
dead weight there,
Coach,
buddy.
Coach Melrose gets the you don't know what you're talking about badge for the day.
You get the box of shame now.
Yeah, exactly. For the record, Coach Ron loves the out route. 3 by 2, we get slice motion across, but we're going to hand this one off to Kluba, and Kluba's going to take it
No,
right
this is
up the
28.
middle. Oh, 28 this time.
Elijah Prosper on the
Prosper
Elijah
is ball
Prosper.
carrier. Again, like we said, hey, let's just roll out another big
Yeah.
athletic-looking running back for London.
Boy, was like at the first game we called together was like, okay, so we've got RB6 in the game right now, and it's just every time we're running.
Look, Codona's in that running back now.
Who needs symbols when you could just run into play with your next running back in line with fresh legs?
Yeah.
So it looks like Dyer is back in the backfield. We've got Barrows taking the snaps. 3 to the boundary. Motion to 4th man over. And we're going to give this to LJ Dyer, who's going to, nice tackle from 50 at GTA. That's going to be Polis.
Okay.
down by
Number 32, Brody Gowley. Okay, where you just get this. He's the fullback coming across. Watch the block in the hole there. Okay? This is what I mean about having an effective block. You don't have to blow somebody up. A lot of times to have an effective block, you got to get in their way. Okay?
Yep.
It does a good job of getting in the way, giving the running back an easy decision, stick your foot in the ground, get north-south, get the extra yards. Not every play is designed to go for a touchdown. Sometimes we want to get 4 or 5 yards. Sometimes we want to get a touchdown. Okay, we want to get a touchdown on every play.
Of course,
but
yeah.
they're not designed to get a touchdown.
Barrows going to hand this one off to LJ. Nice pull. And that should be enough to move the chains, Coach.
Cardona downfield, another of those kids that we said downfield blocking. The Beefeaters do a really, really good job of blocking downfield at all levels, not only the offensive line. This is why you see so many big, long plays with the Beefeaters. The difference between a 4-yard run and a 40-yard run is how you block the second and third levels. Can you get a hat on a hat in those cases?
Yeah, and really, when we're talking to these kids, just get downfield and be a pest. Can we just get down there and put the work in again? Barrow snap is a little high. He's going to pull that one from Dyer.
Slice.
He's got his man. Ooh!
Nice!
Keep pumping.
Keep going,
Keep pumping.
keep going.
Keep pumping. Great.
Cardona,
Great
no, that's
effort.
32.
32, that's Brody
Brody
Gowley
Gowley,
again,
yeah.
who we were just talking about. Made a beautiful block. And, wow, look at this.
This is
So,
great.
make a man miss. Little spin move. Now, was the spin move on purpose, or was it due to the hit that he took there that just kind of whipped him around here, Coach?
Well, I think the first one was intentional. After that, I'm not sure he's that good of an athlete. I think it was just losing body control.
Yeah.
And he just looked like, what was the all-male figure skating movie? Blades of Glory?
Oh, Blaze.
Yeah.
All right, well, I thought we were going to give it to Gowley. Instead, it was a little pass for Mr. L.J. Dyer.
Yeah, I tried to hit LJ Dyer coming out of the backfield on that. And again, you're trying to get as much on film as possible.
100%. 100%.
So again, 1:18 left to go, first half, 27 for the Beefeaters, knocking on the door. No score for GTA. We thank you very much for joining us here on London Football Appreciation Day here at Citywide. I'm Ron Forwarder with, of course, producer / announcer Adam Melrose. Barrel hands off to LJ Dyer over the right-hand side. LJ Dyer walks in virtually untouched. Touchdown, Beefs!
Absolutely. And, you know, I think when we're getting this close, if you see LJ Dyer in the backfield, it's, you know, I don't even think we need a block for this guy half the time.
He's just going to he's going to make it. He just got there all by himself. So, again, just a good, straight ahead, you know, just good block, actually. Number 40, I'm going to shout out number 45. That's Eon Wilson, the receiver. Does a good job of just stock blocking, slight turn inside, and look at LJ's got nowhere to go but the end zone.
Yeah, and let's just bring out our man Wisniewski again, kicking into the wind. And, almost gets it blocked, but that is good stuff.
So you would have lost the badge if you had the second one. If you had the second one blocked today,
yeah. You're getting both. You
get both of them taken away.
So you get one for a good thing, you lose two for a bad thing. Or?
Well, then he's still, he's still breaking even then, because the first one wasn't really his fault though. The kick was ugly, but it wasn't his fault.
No, 100%. So 35. We got a minute 11 left in the half right now, Coach. The wind is just getting after it still. And, here comes the kicking team with the wind at their semi-northeastern back, or southwestern at this point.
Not sure there's really a wind advantage for any team right now. It almost seems to be coming straight in our face at this point.
Yeah. Well, and, so we got wind in the face and sun at our back right now, but probably only another 30 minutes of sun. All right, here we go. Wisniewski in to kick. And it is away and healthy.
Good kick.
Just going to pin it right down at about the 8-yard line.
But it goes out of bounds. So, again, you're trying. It's a great kick.
Yes.
Really, really good job. This is what you're looking for. Unfortunately, it takes that hit and just bounces out of bounds. And GTA will get the ball all the way up at the 40-yard line. First down for the Grizz.
And who do we have coming in? Still Tauheed. Obviously not a huge roster to be dealing with here, Coach. But 1st and 10 for GTA. Nice to see them move the ball. Maybe, obviously, do we need to, I know we were saying earlier, just, short, quick stuff, but we're trying out routes, and they're getting covered up pretty quick. So maybe we see a run here, Coach, or do they just stay in the pass game? 2-by-2, split. Tauheed looking to the field side. He's going to try and hit his man. He does finally connect on that little swing pass here, Coach, and they get about 5 yards.
Yeah, so again, it's what you've been trying to hit all day. It's a long handoff is what that is. That's all you're trying to do. You're motioning around, trying to get the ball into your running back's hand. So you just show that cross underneath it. You leak it out on the backside and a quick little dump off. That's all you're trying to do. Is just get the linebackers just freezing for a half a second.
Yeah.
Where's the ball?
Well, and you're testing your linebackers because they're usually responsible for receiver number 3.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of times they get a little lazy because they don't.
Look at that
nice
catch.
Grab.
No, you know what? And it is the correct call. They are calling it incomplete. He went up and got it. You're going to see it here on the replay. He doesn't bring it all the way down. You see at the very end of this replay, the ball does hit the ground. Does a good job. High pointing the ball. You can
it pops out there. Yeah.
It pops out at the end. Actually, who was the defender on that?
Let's look.
Let's get one more time.
25, I believe.
Yeah. I think
Dylan Roberts.
Yeah, I think Dylan Roberts actually knocks it out here.
Oh, no, it's not Dylan Roberts. It's 22. Austin Badger comes across.
Good job, but I think it was his hand that actually knocks it out at the end there.
All right. GTA.
As we see a couple of the Canadian Falcons flying around. Must be a storm coming off the lake.
Oh, there we go.
Seagulls coming in.
Garbage Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sea rats. We can come up with a million names.
Yeah, exactly. And some that we can't say here on the broadcast. So, so that's the last time out. Obviously, we're doing this to stop the clock, get a couple more plays in for GTA. but we're going to punt. So, I mean, who cares? There's 46 seconds left in the half, but do we need to burn, unless it's going to be a fake, which we have seen.
I think they called the timeout because they didn't have 12 guys on the field.
Mm.
Snap is down.
Ooh.
The kick is away. Good, solid kick.
Lawrence is going to take this one field side, so it'll be a right return, and he's coming right at us. Just get upfield, baby, get upfield.
See?
Oh,
no.
that's going to get, I'm surprised that didn't get a little bit of a push on the face.
So, that was a great return of about 40 yards for a gain of about 6. What did he do wrong?
Ran across the field
There you
40
go.
yards rather than
There
up
you go.
the field.
Coach Ronism. You're never going to score a touchdown running side to side.
Yeah.
Okay?
So,
Great
5,
return. You got to hit it.
10
you gotta
yards.
hit it there earlier.
15, got about 17.
Okay.
But still, but he ran
17
the
plus
field
the
here is
40.
what, 65 yards
Yeah.
wide? Yeah.
So, I know that's about as far as I can run in a day.
Yeah, there you go.
Was that, and I wasn't going to get there nearly as fast either. I'd still be at the far hash mark, just for the record.
4 to the field, 1 to the boundary. Pinto will have a look. He's looking downfield, and he's got his man sitting on the sideline. No.
84.
That's tough.
84
That's tough.
for
Call
the
him out,
Beefeaters.
Coach.
Yeah.
Alex,
Alex Stewart.
tighten up, man. Look at him, just sitting down, too. All by his lonesome.
Look at them. They're both of them.
You're gone, son. We're just looking up. We're looking end zone before we need to here, Coach.
So, to his defense, that's directly in line with the sun.
Can you guys tell Coach Ron is a receivers coach, right?
Well, hey, receivers are people too.
There you go.
As much as kickers.
New badge. Same look. 4 to the field, 1 to the boundary. Pinto's got the snap looking.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought he was going to hand that one off. Nope. This is going to be Pinto keeper. And he's going to get this one right to about the 50-yard line. Right in front of us here, Coach.
Yeah, good job of broken play, smart recognition. Kind of said it right away. It's like, uh-oh. You can see it right, like pretty much right away
Yeah,
here.
the handoff.
The running back. He's looking.
Nope.
He went the wrong way.
Even the running back's like, oh, dang it. Yeah, I screwed that one up. Yeah, I better go make it look like I'm making a block.
Now, if you're making that block.
Let's see it again.
I'm going to throw this on. Here's a coaching note, kids. Okay? If you're going to make a mistake, make it at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That is not 100 miles an hour. Go find someone. Go if you're going to dig someone out, go dig them.
Yeah, exactly.
Get 'em.
You screwed up. You better go block somebody.
There
Here
we
we go.
go.
There we go. Redemption. Looks like exactly the same play, and he's going to stay in. No, he's out of bounds.
Flag on the play, though, after yards gained.
On the draw.
Prosper. Nice run.
Great run. It's going to come back on a hold, though.
At the 23
The hold, yeah, right.
We're
So
at the 30-yard line, so the ball's going to be coming back to the 40-yard line here. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It'll be a first down for the Beefeaters.
Yeah.
With 2 seconds left.
2 seconds left. Do we see Wisnowski come
Yes.
out? Yes. And earn
Potentially
his third. Coach
Yes.
Ron. Kickers are people too. Batch of the day. Let's go.
Yes. Exciting.
at or about the 40-yard line.
You know, everyone's, if you guys haven't been down to Citywide, absolutely, we'll be likely here back on the 14th of next month for a playoff game. Always tons of great food. They're licensed. There's Railway City Brewing down here.
Yep.
There's people walking around with beers. It's fantastic. But the Rosie Streetery tacos right now are just catching the wind. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
To end off the half here.
47-yard field goal attempt.
I love it. I think he's got it. The wind died again, Coach. Oh,
No,
not enough. It's
no.
wide left.
It's not even close to being
Still
there.
live. We got to get it out, and we're gonna light
big
it up right
stick
there.
at the end there.
Wow, fantastic. So, heck of a first half here, Coach. Obviously, 34-0. Pass from Barrows. Dyer run. Safety to make it 15-0 to end the first quarter. Dyer runs one in. Good kick there, 22-0. Another safety, 24-0. Wisnowski field goal for his second badge of the day, making it 27, and Dyer with another one. Do we rest Dyer in the second half? Do we see,
No, you've seen the end of LJ Dyer. You've seen the end of Anthony Pinto. You've seen the end of Ben Regier. You've seen the end of all those first team kids. You're going to see nothing but 2s and 3s here, as it should be at this point. as it should be.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? That's going to be the half, ladies and gentlemen. 34-0. We'll be back in about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on any delays. If you're watching this and you're in the city of London, I absolutely suggest come down, get the second half of the game on the field. We'd love to see you. Come see us at the broadcast booth. And until we're back in the third quarter, for the coach, Ron Forwerda, I'm Adam Melrose, and we'll see you after the half. Welcome back to Citywide Field. You've got London Football TV providing you Beefs TV here on beautiful broadcast from Citywide and coming to you live on CGFLTV.com. A pretty exciting first half. Maybe not so much for the GTA, but the Beefs coming out real strong. Lots of great touchdowns from LJ Dyer. We saw another field goal from Wisnowski as well, and a great pass from Damon Barrows into the end zone, making it a 34-0 game. Expecting, obviously, more of the second and third string coming in from the Beefs in the second half here, and obviously seeing, the changes that Coach Matt Snyder might be bringing up. So my name is Adam Melrose. I've got the coach, Ron Ferwarda, with me as well. He'll be joining us on the broadcast shortly, and again, lots of great action coming to us. So what got us to today? Obviously, the London Beefeaters coming into this game 4-2 leading up to this game. So far, they saw success in week 1 against the Sooners, 18-0. Week 2, Beefs winning 41-6 over Hamilton. Then weeks 3 and 4, losses to the Saints, 35-17 and 40-36. Obviously, that second game in St. Clair, a much tighter game, and obviously London watching the film and learning from their game a week earlier. Then success 70-3 over Quinty, and then the Beefs 21-13 over Hamilton last week. And here I'm going to bring on Coach Ron, who's got a special guest for us. Here we go.
Thank you very much, Adam. Young man, what is your name?
Julian
Julian what?
DeSando.
Julian DeSando. You just played at the halftime game here at Citywide. How did it feel playing in front of a big crowd?
Felt really good.
Yeah? What position do you play?
H-back and defensive end.
H-back and defensive end. And what did you play today? Did you play a little bit of both?
Yeah.
Yeah? How'd you guys do?
We beat them. Good.
Does it matter?
No.
No? But you having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like playing football?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah? And how old are you?
9.
You're 9 years old. How long have you been playing football here, buddy?
5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years. Wow. Already. And what do you really like about playing football?
I just like the hitting.
Yeah.
I just love the sport. I don't know why. It just clicked right when I played.
Clicked right when you played. Your dad didn't have anything to do with that, did he?
No, he did. He showed me
Yeah.
the sport and stuff.
Yeah, your dad, we know him quite well. We've coached with him for a number of years, but you're just, talk about being part of a team. What's it like to go out and practice all the time? And sometimes it's not great weather and everything, but what's it feel like to play with a bunch of your friends?
It's nice. I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Awesome. You know what? Thank you very much for joining us here today. I'm going to take the headset off of you here. And again, Julian, thank you very much for joining us here. We're going to do a little bit of switcheroo here. We're going to put Coach Melrose back on the headset. GTA's back to pass, throws it up. Caught by number 45. Caught down, takes it down to the 35-yard line. First down for the Grizzlies. Big play coming out of the half here for GTA. Hang on.
It's the big headset switcheroo here. Wow.
Wholesale switches there.
Absolutely. Great grab by 45 from GTA. That's Devontae Edwards, who I think we were talking about him coming into this game as being one of the leading tacklers, obviously one of the athletes on this team, Coach.
Yeah, really, really good athlete, good-looking kid there. Big, tall, athletic, dynamic. Fortunate to see him down. What we're just to give our fans an idea of what we're doing. This today is all about a celebration of London and football. So we've got a couple other players coming on. We've got a former coach coming on different times of the game here. And again, we're just going to talk to them about their experience about playing football, the city, and what football has brought and everything else. So we're hoping to give you another perspective of the game and what we're trying to do here and what the Beefeaters are trying to do in the city of London. It's a fantastic environment here today. I'm really, really thrilled.
Absolutely, and we're seeing Devontae getting helped off the field by the GTA medic right now. So hopefully they're able to stretch him out. Maybe this is just a tight calf or something, tight quad here, Coach.
Yeah, I think he just came down on his ankle a little bit wrong.
Yeah. So we obviously wish him a speedy recovery there for sure. And we're going to bring up 1st and 10 for GTA after what was actually a really nice play for them coming out. So the halftime speeches must have done their job here, Coach.
Yeah, again, that's something that you want to do. So as we have someone else coming on the broadcast with us in a second here. get to put that on. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Nice. Gavin White.
Gavin White. Gavin has been a coach and a football dad in the city of London. Isaac is one of your sons. He's now at the University of Waterloo playing there.
Yep.
And, great celebration of football in London today. What has football kind of brought to you and your family?
We've been doing football since Isaac was 6 years old, 2 seasons every year. So football is life.
Yeah.
Whether it's watching, playing fantasy football, it's life.
And you had some decent coaches along the way.
I know one.
One or two of them.
Yeah.
Isaac. As we see a deep pass downfield, caught by number 21. I think he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Grizzlies! Number 21 for the Grizz is not going to try to.
21, Joseph
Juan Coupere is the gentleman. It gets just a kind of a wheel route there. Really good job. Touchdown for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies get on the board today for the first time today. First time in a couple of weeks. Gavin, we were talking a little bit, football and you saw Isaac play, not only summer ball competitive, London minor football here as well, and now at the university level. From a parent, what kind of sacrifices you guys got to make, to get the kids out to practice, 2-3 times a week in film study and maintaining their grades.
Absolutely. It's definitely time consuming. You have to be able to get your kid to practice, get them to the film. It's just a commitment. But when you see how much the kids love the sport, you have no choice but to do it, right? When the love of the sport is there, you support it 100%.
Isaac has played, on a number of different teams. How many friends does he have, from different teams and everything, playing at the university, going through the handshake lines, how many, hey, I've played with you. What's that like, for the kids and for the families? We develop relationships with parents and the other parents on teams that we're with.
Absolutely. We've been doing this, like I said, for 12, 13 years now. We've got friends all over from Toronto to Windsor to Sarnia, wherever he goes, whatever camp he goes to. It's easy to find his people, right? It's amazing.
And Isaac's got a bye week this week.
Yeah.
And who's Waterloo got next?
I think it's Guelph.
In Guelph?
Yes.
So road game in Guelph. That's going to be a geographical. That's one of those, there's 3 of them in and around that area.
Yeah.
Laurier, Waterloo, and Guelph. And
yeah,
all of them within about 25 kilometers of each other. And it's kind of one of those rivalry games. Gavin, thank you very much for joining us here.
Awesome, mister.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the headset off of you here. I'm going to give that back to Coach Melrose. Again, this is kind of what we're trying to do, is get different people to stop in, talk about their experiences with football, and we really do appreciate Gavin stopping by. We got another couple of players coming over and a couple other coaches coming over during the day. Just so you know, it's not just from one perspective. I'm trying to give everybody as many different perspectives of things as possible.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And, look at Coach Gavin or Mr. White came over. We've known him a good long time. We've known his son a good long time. While we're having a chat with him, the GTA Grizzlies scored their first points in 4 games, Coach.
Yeah, nice wheel route.
Yeah, fantastic. What a great series that they're putting together right now. And so obviously, their bench erupted. The few fans in attendance erupted for them. But I think even there was a lot of London people cheering for them too, because you get to one of those points where it's like when the kids were little, right? When we're up 66 points in your game, like the parents kind of just start doing the kind of like, yay, good job for, and I think this whole place just got excited for GTA, and obviously we're here to celebrate football. So what better way than with a beautiful touchdown from GTA? So kick is away. It's a bit short, and LJ Dyer on the return, which is dangerous, and he's gonna cut this right up the middle and bring it to about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, about the 47-yard line. So LJ Dyer just again. We talked about Drew Lawrence and his return of about 70 yards. How he ran from sideline to sideline, got about 15. LJ got that ball straight up field. Look at the difference between the return when you go straight up field or where you're dancing around side to side. That's what we're trying to get our returners to do. get upfield, get up vertically, and again, just chicken wings.
We got the high chicken wings right now. And now, as Coach Ron and I know Coach Snides real well, he appreciated our comment about the chicken wings, and he's got high ones right now because he just got scored on. I know the feeling as well. I don't like getting scored on, and so obviously there'll be some things to fix up here as we see Prosper gain a couple, but then get driven right back. So it gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on this carry.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 yards on the carry. Just that straight ahead power play. Damon Barrow starting the quarterback. Beginning of the third quarter here for the Beefs. It's kind of been 1 for 1 for 1 pretty much all day here, which is great. I love to see the kids getting in here. Unfortunately, we see another GTA player coming off the field a little bit gimpy here.
Absolutely.
Beefeaters are going to go back into the huddle here.
When you've got such a small roster as well, too. I mean, like, if you guys can't see it on our end, but, we've got 2 pages for the to get through the roster for the Beefs, and about a half of an 8.5 by 11, and 2 columns, mind you.
Yeah.
But not a lot of players here when we're talking probably 30-some-odd kids on this active roster. So another shout-out to Rosie Streetery as well, who is the food truck on site right now. And we always get the hookup from Rosie's when they're down here, and their food is unreal. So another reason to join us here on October 14th for the playoff game, when we're probably going to see, what do you think, Hamilton or Ottawa?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Hamilton.
Handoff. This one is going off to Tristan Bierling, who's going to take this one right up the gut. And we've got another guest coming in here, Coach. I'm going to give him my headset here.
Into Grizzly territory.
Just doing a little switcheroo here. And what is your name, young man?
Tashane Peach.
Tashane. And where do you go to high school?
Cass.
Cass in Woodstock. So College Avenue in Woodstock.
Yes, sir.
You are a very tall, athletic-looking player. What position do you play?
I usually play slot back receiver.
So XY type of thing?
Yeah, X. Yeah.
X. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming a mile away when I took a look at you and went, hey, who is this young player over here? So how did you started the season? I know you guys played in St. Joe's against the Rams. Very tight game, very veteran team there.
Yeah.
I know you came up on the short stick of that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you guys are the defending B champions up in Tier A. What's that like competition-wise?
It's pretty tough. It was I wasn't actually on the team that won last year, but I am on the team now. And it's a lot tougher up in Tier 1. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, and Mr. Roberts is another kid who played for us at the Junior Mustangs. Your running back, he had himself a fairly decent game the other day.
Yeah, Javon, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns, yeah. And Aprevong, the number 2 for the Rams, another kid that we know as well. Another kid that we've developed. Good little slot receiver. Had the return for a touchdown. I saw the punt return for the touchdown on that. How long you been playing ball?
I only started last year, actually. It was my first year at College Ave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my first year.
So what do you like about football?
I don't know. It's just fun. You can't really explain it. It's just football. It's fun.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a family or a brotherhood that you kind of develop with your teammates.
You get a lot of friends and a lot of meaningful relationships.
So we're just going to move in here a little bit closer So we're just posing for the photo for the family album there. So again, what brings you out to here today?
Tavis's family. Tavis Gall, number 10.
Number 10 for the Beefeaters, who's again, his 19th birthday is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And again, just a happy birthday to Tavis. I've said it once or twice during the broadcast, but I will say it for the third and final time for him. So record that and put that on your Instagram tomorrow, Tav. But yeah, so just a connection to the community and everything else, and just coming out. Yeah. What do you think about this environment here at Citywide, other than the wind here today?
Yeah, it's super cold, but it's awesome. The field is beautiful.
Oh, dude,
it's a beautiful day.
This ain't cold yet.
I know, but still, I'm still freezing out here. So
yeah. As we see, okay, we're gonna take you through this. It's 3x2 to the field here. Yeah. One running back, Barrows throws it out here. Pass falls incomplete. Intended for number 85.
Yeah.
Again, just a little bit high on there. So on a route concept like this, you're playing the X position, so you're the single receiver. So you're the slot receiver. Are you motioning over to give you that 3? Or are you in the slot? You guys play 2x2s?
We usually play 2x2. Yeah.
And again, your coach is Coach Jamin Allison.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, another coach that we know quite well as well. So he had himself a very successful year. Coached summer ball with the Junior Mustangs, won the provincial title, and then him and Coach Ryan up at Cass, a couple guys I know very well.
Yeah.
Nice pass, falls incomplete. Who's in that quarterback? Is that Barrow still at quarterback? Yeah, it is, number 9. So Barrow's pass falls incomplete. That's going to bring up a third down. So just one more thing, visions for yourself. Where do you see yourself going in the sport? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, the ultimate dream is the NFL, like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, just
Coach to player. I'm going to give you some friendly word of advice. Student athlete. Okay.
Yes.
First word is student. Keep your grades up. Got to maintain at least a 70. Some colleges and universities in the Canadian and Canada, if you don't maintain a 70 in university, you can't play.
Yeah.
So the key here is to get to the next level, you have to be a student first and an athlete second.
Yes,
So
sir.
keep your grades up. Take the sciences. Take the math. Don't take the easy road out. Everyone wants to take 4 gym credits. That's great. Take an extra science.
Yeah.
Get these credits. You're going to need them someday. And look at a kid like Justin Herbert for the Chargers. Yeah, I'm a Chargers fan, I know. But the kid actually graduated from aerospace engineering. He literally is a rocket scientist playing quarterback in the NFL.
That's awesome.
So a 4-point GPA in the States at the University of Oregon, and then now playing college football. It stresses not only do you have to work your body, you have to work your mind. So
Yeah.
be a student first, keep your grades up, do your homework, and run some routes.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you, son.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of today. You can take that headset back from you.
Well, Coach Ron, nothing but just football talent and football love in the air right now. And, I mean, great answer. I love football because it's fun,
Yeah.
right?
But that's where it all comes around. It all comes down to, what we're doing here. We coach because it's fun for us. And the kids play because it's fun. Great. Everyone's got visions of taking it to the next level. This is the next level for the majority of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and then while you're on that chat with the gentleman from Cass, we got a rouge from Mr. Wisnowski because we did have another field goal go pretty wide left, actually. So
His plant foot's off.
yeah, exactly. So we're 35-7 as we keep rolling. And what you did miss there too, Barrow's actually working his arm, had a beautiful pass downfield, which resulted in PI, that's what marched it down to basically be in field goal distance. But we got the GTA folks back on, and there's still lots of energy. These guys are flying around the field still here, Coach. Everybody's hustling to their position.
And that's what I was talking about they're not an easy out. They're grinders, and they play hard to the final snap.
Oh, and then we're going to pick this one right away. This looks like 34. Who's going to take this one all the way to the house? That's a touchdown
Looks like a
for
house
the
call.
Beefeaters.
Number
Little house
34.
call.
Cullen.
Declan Cullen. Touchdown, Declan Cullen.
And again,
Wow.
that's a gentleman who's getting some reps today that normally doesn't get a lot of playing time. Good job. Just dropping into your zones, recognizing it. Boom.
Sitting in the hole.
Yep.
Yep.
And just reading the quarterback's eyes and reacting. Gets the ball, doesn't do anything fancy. No dancing.
Yep.
This is what I like.
And
Turn around, hand the ball to the ref.
5-6 guys blocking for him all the way downfield,
Yep.
doing their job.
Love this. Love this.
Yeah.
Look at this guy out here.
Look at the hustle from 25 coming
And
in to
number
help
40,
out.
just grinding downfield.
And we got big man in the end zone, too.
There you go.
There we go, 5-3. Congratulations. We got a shout out to the big man for hustling. Dylan Thomas.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's listed as an offensive lineman who's getting some snaps on defensive line there today.
I love it. I love it. So here's Woj with a more manageable PAT effort right here.
Well, that's what you got to remember. That one was blocked earlier today, and he puts it over the fence. So a common theme here at Citywide. It's not a tall fence, but the ball does go over the fence. And so, again, we've got one more guest coming around the fourth quarter from another coach's perspective on things. But, again, great to have a couple of these players and a couple of the parents who've dropped by here today and kind of shared their thoughts and everything else. What I was talking to the young man from Cass there, kids, you want to play football? And I stress this. student athlete. You have to be a student first. You have to have the grades to get into these programs so you can play university at Western, so you can play here at the London Beefeaters, so you can go to Fanshawe or whatever. Not everyone's designed to go to university. I get that. But you have to be a student first. Because it's not only that, it just shows that you have discipline year round and the ability to learn.
Absolutely. When in the grand scheme of things, you're there in August for pre-camp. You're going to play till November, and then you've got school for 5 more months, right? So you've got to set yourself up for success. And we're seeing every year more and more of these London kids that are heading into the OUA or to down to the States to play, and it's fantastic. And most of those kids are these young gentlemen who have figured it out and understand that academics is just as important as athletics. As we see a monster return rate now here, Coach, up to about the 48, 47 yard line. Wow.
I keep saying it. GTA, yeah, they're 0-6, but look at they keep grinding.
Yeah.
They keep trying. They just don't have the numbers.
True. Yeah, if you add 15 more kids to this roster with this kind of drive, this is a dangerous team.
Yeah.
And this is looks like number 2, Afori, Felix, hustling. And against a well-trained special teams unit from the London Beefeaters right now. So, I've been talking to my Lucas team this week and to my LMFA team. It's all about body language, and we still got guys on their sideline on their feet watching, a few guys resting, but everybody else ready to rock and roll. So I dig it. Here we go. We got timeout.
Timeout Beefeaters.
Beefs.
Okay.
Didn't like something.
We're
missing a guy.
Yeah, we're missing a guy.
34. So that's Cullen, who just had the pick, right? on the sideline getting too hyped.
That's great. I'm still over here celebrating. Well, guess what? We get to go out and do it again now.
Yeah.
So time for celebrations over. Get back into the game. Let's go.
Exactly.
You can never, especially after something like that, you can never be too hard on the kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, that was a great play. Now pull your head out of your butt.
Yeah.
Okay, get back out in the field and let's go do it again.
Yeah. Well, what you'll see here too, if you've caught it, if you've ever seen it on any of our broadcasts, is as soon as the Beefeaters do something huge, you'll immediately see all the coaches turn their backs to the field and start putting their hands out to tell everybody just to chill. Because that's a big thing that Coach Schneider does promote, is just great, let's act like we've been here before. Let's get excited for a second, but we got to lock right back in.
Yeah.
Because too much of that adrenaline can start getting us thinking sideways. And you'll see it. And all the coaches are well trained to do it. And immediately everybody goes from being hyped to just focused right back in. Even with the sheer size of the roster that we've got on this sideline right now. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and these are things that it sounds like it's, of course you turn around and do that. Coach Schneider actually practices this stuff.
Yes.
We actually practice this kind of stuff. And I can think of a half dozen instances.
Oh, okay. So that could have been a little PI from Mr. Edwards, but that would have been a bomb of a pass right there. So that would have been complete for about 35 yards, plus the yak.
And I think he was going to break a tackle.
Yeah.
Just call it a hunch on the physics side of things.
Yeah, but he gets a little shovey. I don't know if we see the replay one more time. He gets a little shovey downfield here, but I think they were being a little lenient on him. Oh, it was off camera then.
Yeah.
But no, he's got one guy's probably going to miss because he had his back turned to him, and the other guy was going to have to chase him. And I think Mr. Edwards looks like he's got a second gear. So do we go to the same deep effort, 3rd and 10? We're going for it.
3rd and 10, yeah. It's 42-7. Of course we're going for it.
Okay. Nice grab. That's going to be 13 on the reception.
And I think it's 13 on the tackle.
But that won't be it. And we're going to turn this one over, Coach.
So Robbie Brown, the defensive back, first time we called his name, gain of about 3 or 4 on that, and then immediately tackle. Just look at this is what I like about a Coach Schneider and a coach. I got to give credit to Coach Scarps on this one because he's the DC guy.
Yeah.
Something that you always see, this rally to the ball, heads up. 3 guys, okay? All 3 of them recognizing, balls in the air. Let's go. And that, he wasn't going far. He was not going far.
3 down the field, so I'm getting motion across. We're going to hand this one off.
Nope,
No, we're going to keep
it.
this. Barrow's going for a John here, Coach. Wow. Picking it right up, carrying 3 guys with him. I mean, I know in previous games you've been like, don't go for a run, Mr. Barrow. But man,
I forget they're not 10 years old
Yeah.
anymore.
can we load the fake box of shame icon for Coach Ron right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he really picked up here. As soon as he busted the edge here, just like, boom, there it is. Second gear right there.
He doesn't
Beautiful.
have a third, though, just for
No,
the record.
but hey, his dad's going to be here shortly.
I know
so
he is, and I'm going to tell him that, too.
I can't wait to get his dad's opinion on this 87 going across motion. I believe this is Prosper or Klubine.
I think it was Prosper.
Yeah, Prosper for sure. Mr. Woody's got the angle, and we're getting his feedback in here. So
Just that slice, that
second
slice
and
power.
6?
Second and second and 5.
Okay.
But yeah, when Andrew comes in here, I'm gonna ask him, and did he get did Damon get the speed from his mom?
Exactly.
I'm gonna ask. That's gonna be the first question.
All right, here goes Prosper again to the boundary side. Ooh, we've probably got a hold or something. We got extracurriculars from 48 and 78 of the GTA and the Beefs. And I'm assuming that's what this is going to be all about.
Coming back. It's a hold right away.
Do we get it?
So it's going to be second down repeated.
It's a hold and a tackle, and then a push-off, which is something that in the high school games they've been really looking for is that push-off that they're not liking when everybody's coming up.
That extra little,
Yeah.
Please meet you won't
stay down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't you say my name?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you about flips him on the ground there. So, and another great London officiating crew out today. Lots of guys on the field. A lot of guys we see at all the high school and the LMFA games as well. And you know what? These it's a great group of guys that work here in the Forest City, and they're always doing better. And I've been seeing a lot of evaluation going on the fields with the refs as well. And them, it seems pretty high grades. Barrow, here we go, stretching it out again. Nice grab. Ooh, incomplete.
You got to catch that. That's a great ball.
That was 88.
Yeah. 88.
That's under your taco here.
Okay.
Matthew Gormley.
So Gormley, the intended receiver.
Stun in the eyes again. Is that? He's turning and looking end zone before he's even got this thing caught.
Yeah. No, this is coaching points here.
I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, the run for word of receiver coach
don't
coaching point.
Don't do that.
You don't do that.
Don't do that. You can't do that. No.
Come on in, Mr. Politis. Yeah, come on in here. We'll get you under the rope. We'll get you under the ropes.
Get in. Give him the headset.
Here we go.
Oh yeah. So I got a very, very good friend of mine who's going to be joining us. Wojnowski, the kick is up. It is no good. It's returned out. This is number 2 for GTA. Takes it out to the 30-yard line. Excuse me, the 20-yard line. Paul Politis, how are you, sir?
Not bad, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good. Paul is a London Minor football coach. Hey, I'm just posing for selfies all over the place. London Minor, welcome to Football Appreciation Day here in the Forest City, put on by the Beefeaters. Great crowd here, Paul. What do you think?
A lot of people. I'm impressed, man. Beefeaters look good.
Beefeaters look good. Now, you've been coaching football for a lot of years as well. You've got the number of kids on the Beefeaters team who have come up through the ranks through the London minor teams who you and I have both coached. Reese Jenkins, Connor Crozier's another kid. What's it like to see, as a coach, to see some of the kids that you knew when they were like 10 and 11 years old. These are like 19, 20-year-old men now. And look at them.
Yeah, I was just telling one of the parents there that Reese, the first time he played football, he was nervous, and he was on the sidelines. And I looked at him, and I said, what's wrong? You sick? He goes, no, Coach, I just don't feel well. And I go, well, so you're sick? He goes, I go, you scared? He goes, a little bit. I go, that's okay. I go, why don't you go out there and do what you did in practice? And if you don't like it, you don't have to go back out. And he went out there, and he's never stopped smiling. You know how he smiles, right?
Yeah, he's a great kid.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. A good kid.
Yeah.
You coached all of them, too. The Connor Crozier and who else we got out there?
Oh, there's about 30 kids on there that I've had a fingerprints on at one point or another. Through the years, we just saw the turnover. The Beefeaters swarm to the rally to the ball, cause another turnover and first down for the Beefeaters. Damon Barrow's another kid here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's someone that Andrew,
he's on the Red Storm. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Andrew's a great coach.
Tavis Gall, little jet sweep action happening. Met in the backfield. That's a horse collar. 15 yards going up the field.
Travis
Can't
Gall
do that.
on the carry.
That's the definition around the cylinder. So
Flag on the play.
just see a little jet sweep action happening.
Like Michael Hugga.
You can't grab it. And he got his hand, he got his finger or something inside the jersey and just definitely pulled him down there. Tavis kid out of Cass, we were talking to a young man earlier from Cass here. Paul, you've been involved in football for probably, 12 years now?
Yeah, you taught me a lot of it.
I've coached some of the coaches along the way.
Mostly good.
Mostly good. There are a few
But we'll
times
keep that private.
Well, no, anyone who knows me knows that there is
There's a fun side of it.
There's a fun side, and then there's a side where I'm going out to midfield to discuss a play with an official, saying I disagree with that call, Mr. Official, and I'm not using that quite as calm of a language.
Well, if you see the offense that I run, like I always tell you, I go, it's the Ron Coryell.
Yeah,
it's yours. I put a little bit of spice in it, but it's basically you've been watching the other day. You go, okay, here goes the play. You know the play.
You put some garlic in it.
I put some garlic and Greek
like
butter.
nice
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes too much butter and it don't work. I go.
Oh no. From somebody who's like 56 years old, 250 pounds, living life, there's never enough butter.
No,
there's never enough
that's
butter.
True. That's true.
Inside handoff to number 26, rumbling down to about the 5-yard line. Second and goal here for the Beefeaters. We've got 4:28 left to go in the third quarter, 42-7. Paul, you're coaching London Minor again. As a coach, what are your kind of goals for the season? What are you trying to preach to your kids that you're trying to teach them and what you're trying to get across to them?
Well, in all honesty, like football is it can be such a violent sport, and it doesn't matter if it's competitive or house league. It's competitive, period. Right? So I just want them to be safe. But a lot of things I do, I'm a little different, Ron, and you always kind of laugh at me. I make my kids make their beds. Make your bed in the morning. You know what I mean? That Navy SEAL philosophy. Respect and honor. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. Kind of thing. And just go out there and try to play an honest game. You know what I mean? No face masks. No hits from behinds. No low blocks. Safe game. And if we win, we win. And we lose, we lose. Right? But at the end, we cheer. At the end of the day, they have a good time. And I've never had anybody complain. Maybe they complain we cheer too much, but
so at this level, this is where wins and loss counts. But at the minor level, basically what you're telling me is you're trying to teach the kids to play the game the right way and to play with discipline, respect, and honor. Respect your opponent, help them up off the ground. Playing the game right.
Well, a coach friend of mine, which I'm talking to right now, told me one time, and it made perfect sense. Football is such a hard. It's like chess. You got 10 on 10. If you can get 9 guys blocking 9 guys, and you have the one guy with the ball trying to face that one defender, that's how hard it is. So if one guy misses his block, that guy who has the ball doesn't have a chance. But you get him to get a 50-50 chance. So that's why I tell the kids, and they understand it. I go, if you're out there and you're not blocking nobody, you're not doing your job. So you see the other color jersey, you don't know what to do, block them or hit them, right? Just don't hit them from behind.
Well, exactly. But again, do it right. Do it the right way.
Yeah.
Paulie,
thank you, Ron.
Always a pleasure.
Well, I just came over to say hi, but thanks for inviting me in here. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, man.
Paul.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Cheers, man.
So it's just like a headset in the airplane there, Paul.
So another field goal gone wide right this time,
He's
Coach.
losing his badge.
For a Rouge.
Taking a shot downfield again. Pass is incomplete. Knocked away at the last second by number 25 for the Beefeaters. Dylan Roberts in with the coverage. Yeah, number 45 is going both ways here. So this kid's a real warrior. He's playing linebacker and he's running streak patterns. Yeah, get him off. Get him off for a blow.
Let's get this guy a breath. Let's get him a little breather here. So, Edwards again coming into this game, leading tackler for GTA, a whole bunch of other stats. I mean, that's one other thing that's great about this league, the CJFL. Really, really well done stat keeping. You can go to CJFL.com. Look up any of these teams at any point. Really have a good look and an in-depth, kind of dig into what you're getting into in a game, even if you don't have film. Mind you, they do a really good job of sharing film. But Here's Tauheed again, having a look to the boundary side, but pressure right away. He's going to scramble to the left side. He's going to get it to the sideline. He's going to keep it himself here, Coach. And finally get brought down by number 22. That's Austin
22.
Badger.
Yeah. Badger's had himself a decent game. And again, just one of those kids that hasn't had a lot of reps this year, and it's just really good to see him getting. But again, a lot of players that these are the kids for next year. So these are the players that, you're going to kind of lean to next year and go, this kid has got to take it. What are we going to get with him?
Yeah.
Tavis Gall, number 25 for the Beefeaters, Dylan Roberts. These are the kids that are going to play significant minutes for the Beefeaters when the Ben Riegers and players like that and the Anthony Pintos, those kids leave. Flags everywhere, procedure called against the GTA Grizzlies here.
Yeah, well, and there's strategy as well, too, where, yes, we've, obviously this game is a blowout at this point. There's no discounting that. The game against Quinty next week is kind of, has the makings of being the exact same thing. But with your coaching hat on, like, do you still need your starters to play the whole first half or at least a full quarter? Because you want them to stay kind of game ready, but obviously you don't want them to take a silly injury. But, what's the move there, like going into Quinty next week? Obviously, I bet you we're just going to see nothing but second and third string now for the rest of the game for the Beefs. But, the Quinty game next week, do we see the same amount of the starters or is it less time with the starters? You don't want them going 2 weeks without having a whole lot of game time, but
realistically, like the starters did play most of the first quarter, most of the first half.
Yep.
LJ Dyer was returning kicks in the third quarter here.
Nope. True. As Stoddard with a nice reception there.
I think it's a first half thing, and then you get a lead, get them off the field. That's a great job hurdling the chair
Highlight reel.
on the far side there. Adam, that potentially could have been in our living room.
If we were on that side.
If we were on that side,
like the other camera guy.
Like we discussed at a little bit at the start of the year, we were potentially going on in between the benches, and then we realized, there might be some language issues.
I've been hit there, Coach. Absolutely. The other camera guy got real close, but good on that guy for the last minute for Stoddard for the athleticism here as Tauheed again. Just going right back to the pass. He's going to have to scramble. He's getting pressure, but he does make that man miss. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 London Beefeaters to bring him down.
Number 92?
92 under your taco.
I like his writing.
Ethan Barnes.
Ethan Barnes. Again, another name we haven't said a whole lot.
Got a Beefeater down.
And a beef guy down over in front of their bench right now. But, talking about logistics of the field here, we absolutely have talked about setting up on the far side of the field there so that we can have all these wonderful fans in the background. We do take up some of the prime real estate for good seating on this field, Coach. But
there's enough
it
real
is
estate, though.
true enough, yeah. But that'll be a goal if you join us for Beefs TV in 2024 is we'll be getting over there to do some sideline interviews and things like that. There's the technology is in the mail, if you know what I mean. So we'll get it all set up and trying to get some Coach Snyder sideline interviews real quick.
Coach, what flavor is the chicken wings?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that one's going to go over well.
No. But it would be next year. That's the goal. That LJ Dyer scores a touchdown. We can get him real quick on the sideline. That'd be great. So here we go. Now Tauheed with a different look. 3 to the boundary, 2 to the field. He's looking boundary and
pressure
right away. 53.
75 as well.
Dylan Thomas.
75.
Tyrone Monroe.
Monroe.
Great job. Just pressure right away.
End of the third quarter, 43-7. The Beefeaters do lead here. And again, it's just, I believe that was that third down or is it third down now?
They are just switching. Mind you, we're going into the fourth. I believe the box still says third. So either that was third or it's about to be.
Battlefield Rentals.
Yeah,
third. It's third down and a long way to go.
And we got your next guest coming in here, Coach. Come on in there, Mr. Barrow.
I'm looking forward to this one.
It's all good, man.
Email sponsorship at
Young man, would you state your name for the
Wow.
record?
Wow. Well, my name is Andrew Barrow, and what a treat this is, Ron. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for joining us, Andrew. Just to kind of fill in our listeners that we've got. Andrew and I have coached together for a long time at the U10 to U10-12 level with the Forest City Thunderbirds. We've coached against each other in London Minor. Much like myself, you've got a son involved in this game. Put your dad hat on. How's it feel to see your son playing a little bit of quarterback today?
Yeah, that's always a tough one. It's like the goalie in hockey, right? The pressure you feel, but watching him come up, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of what he's pulling out. Hasn't been a perfect game, but the resiliency and the bounce back is what I'm most proud of.
And this is a question that I told Coach Melrose I was going to ask you in a second there. Does he get his speed from his mom, or does he get his speed from you?
You could tell. Well, Mom's here, and we were just joking. She's like, "Hey, he kind of walks like you." I was like, "Yeah, but he runs like you."
Yeah. Again, we absolutely adore Damon as we see a new quarterback in for the Beefeaters, number 13. So we've probably seen the end of Pinto and Barrows at this point. So number 13 is in. That is Peter Burgess. And again, Andrew, talk about, this is a celebration of London football at all levels here today. Someone who's been involved in the sport. What's it like to see, former players of yours, take your dad hat off and look at players. What's it like to see, look across there and, we talked about this. There's probably about 15 or 20 kids that you and I coached on one team over there right now. The Delbergs, Damon.
Mm-hmm. Hepburn, the whole nine,
Chico.
Sammy. So, I was thinking about this when I was seeing the gang go out to the field. Is started to happen at 5 years old.
Yeah.
Was the first time, and they were up to our knees.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, watching them go through LMFA, then going through summer ball, through high school, and the competition. London had some of the best high school football going on the past few years, and it still continues.
Yeah.
And then to see them at this level all together, still putting it, it's amazing.
And again, when you see former players and you see former, coaches, and I've always said football is family, football is a brotherhood. It is the greatest. It brings out the best part of everybody. You don't have to like everybody in your family, but you love your family. And it really is, it's the ability for, for us as a coach, for us as coaches, look at Marcus Hepburn, a kid who, when we first got him when he was 11 years old, wouldn't say 3 words if his mouth was full, like, Marcus, your shoes are untied. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you can tie them. No.
And to see the man he's developed into
Yeah.
now, it's amazing. And you hit the nail on the head with that whole camaraderie and the family. The amount of hugs and high fives and handshakes every Beefeater games from fans, from players, from other coaches. It's wonderful. It's such a strong community around football in this city.
As the ball does go to bounds about the 15-yard line. So the GTA Grizzlies will scrimmage. 43-7 is the score, 12:39 left to go. There is still a football game going on, but we're just having a conversation with a very good friend of mine, Andrew Barrows. I know somebody who's going to be very, very upset who found out that I did an interview with you this week. And, I'm going to hear... I'm going to hear no end of that. So.
You just make sure that person hears the recording, because I would hope they're listening to every episode, right?
Yeah. Well, sometimes she does. But selfie of the day here coming up here is we're just proof that this is actually happening. There you go.
It's amazing.
So I'll send that off to a friend of mine in a few minutes here. GTA 2x2 set. Inside handoff to number 2. They haven't run the ball with a lot of success today, or even really attempted a lot of runs today.
Mm-hmm. But I love seeing that gang tackle that they're putting out there. 3, 4, 5 guys on.
Yeah, look at another defensive. I'm surrounded by defensive coaches. I need to get an offensive mind in here to have a decent conversation with at the same level. But, like, again, look at how they rally to the ball. Coach Scarps does a great job of rallying kids to the ball. And, like, you can just see them, all of them scraping across. So what's that linebacker drill? Alley, pursuit,
Yep. Fundamentals.
Fundamentals. And, again, just everyone, look at the big man dropping the coverage there in his own blitz.
Love it. Gotta love
Oh,
it.
my goodness. Who is that? Give me that number.
99.
99? That is Greg Johnson, the big defensive lineman on a zone blitz, dropping into coverage. How often do you see him? That kid's like pushing 280, 290. How often do you see a 290 defensive lineman dropping into coverage here?
That was beautiful. And there's going to come a day in a game where that play is going to matter. And he's going to make a huge play doing that because nobody's going to see it.
Yeah, and a couple of different returners, number 19 and number 6 back here. Now, does GTA, do they just run into the end zone and take the deuce here? I've done that for a couple times. Wind's kind of in their face as the lights start to come on here at Citywide. We've seen a fake punt. We've seen a couple punts, and we've seen them run into the end zone. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
And they know who's back there returning, too, right?
Yeah.
We got some strong returners.
Flags
on,
on the play as well, so hold everything here.
Grizzlies concede the safety.
So the safety's conceded, but there's flags on the play. So I think it's not sure what the call is going to be here. Unnecessary roughness against the Beefeaters.
Unnecessary roughness is the call.
First down, Grizzlies. So, okay. So take the deuce off the board. Stays at 43-7, and the Grizzlies get the ball. Well, coaching point here, Andrew. Like, this is a kid who's not getting a lot of reps during the year, gets game action. Now what?
Yeah, and I think that's the sort of thing that next week at practice they're going to go over heavy because those could be crucial moments. Here, okay, you've got a nice cushion, but those little things can come back and bite you, and it can bite them here.
Next week they're on the road to play the Skyhawks. The Skyhawks lost to Hamilton today, 44-23. A little slip screen to number 13, gain of about 7 on the play. The Beefeaters, what are the Beefeaters, the Skyhawks were here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very competitive game. The first 2 plays were 130 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. So the Beefeaters, if you go off that film, you played a really good game. How do you improve on it? Do you try to improve on it? Or are you just trying to put yourselves in a situation here? Okay, here's a different scenario. Bus legs. Let's get off the bus and let's get going.
Well, I think there's 2 different strategies they got to approach it from. You still want to continue working different things, right? Because the season's still going on. You got to work towards things. You want to install some things.
Run over the right-hand side, tracked down by number 45, I believe it is. About 42 for the Beefeaters. Ethan Barnes with was the tackler. No, Ben Dwin. I thought it was number 42.
Yeah, that's what it.
Third down.
Sure looked like number 42 to me, but
it's the jerseys. We'll blame the numbers on the jerseys.
I'm just old. I can't see that far anymore.
See, I don't admit that yet.
Oh, I do. I can't help it. I got more salt in the hair and the beard than I do pepper anymore, dude.
But you do it well, man. You do it well.
Well, I get to do 1 or 2 things right in the world, and that happens to be one of them. So, third down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see some type of rollout punt here. Maybe try to press the edge here, but it looks like the Beefeaters are going after it here. Snap is down. The kick is away. High kick, fielded by number 19 at the 35-yard line. Takes it to the 40, takes it beyond the 50, beyond midfield, makes a cut, takes it all the way down to about the 43-yard line. A great return by number 19. That's Jaden Braggs.
Mm-hmm. Another one of our kids.
Yeah, another one of our guys there, And again, special team coach, look at the replay here. I always say, what was one of the things that we always taught the kids? You're never going to score running side to side, get upfield and go. And again, catch the ball in the air. That's something that, Coach Marcus up at Western, the great Western coach, special team coach, used to tell us all the time. Catch the ball in the air. It's 15 yards every time it hits the ground.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And even if somebody manages to break a big run after it's hit the ground, you're still not going to get smiles and pats on the back from the coach.
Yeah. So again, you want to press, you want to pressure angles. You basically, as a returners, you want to make one cut. You want to slow play it. You want to take one cut, explode through the lane, get as much as you can. If you can make a second or third cut down the line, that's great. Make one cut, get upfield. And unfortunately, number 2 is down here for the GTA Grizzlies. Again, just so many. They've got so many really good athletes on this GTA team. They just don't have enough for them. It's just not enough players.
And that's just it. Looking at that sideline right there, they are deficient. And that can be deflating for a team as well, too. As you're banging through a game, by the end of the third quarter, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
And when you look over and you don't have that squad behind you to get you motivated, keep that going, it can be defeating and deflating. But they're still battling hard and they're still playing all out, which is great to see.
Yeah, parent coach. Our parent, we're just kind of put our parents' hats on, Damon and Jacob played together for a number of years. I know Jake, my son who plays in Hamilton, Damon, number 9, the starting quarterback here for the Beefeaters today. What's it like, for you? I know for me, as a coach, I always tried to be coach first and dad second. It's such a hard thing to do. Talk to me about that.
Hence why he's playing on the offensive side of the ball, right? From day one, we always split it up that way. But that allowed for the opportunity for me to do the more motivational stuff. I don't coach him on X's and O's. I don't tell him how to do the specifics of his job, more the mentality of it, right? And that mindset and what to be thinking and how to let things go, like the pick he threw earlier. Don't beat yourself up. You got to let it go and move on.
Just for the record, that's a new thing for me. We have a lineman being substituted because his shoe blew apart. Number 64's shoe completely blew apart in there, and that's Dominic Dutton. It looked like it just completely shredded in there. And number 68, Reese Jenkins, is now in on the offensive line in place of him. Inside handoff to number 28, straight ahead, gain of about 4 or 5 on that. Prosper with the first down for the Beefeaters.
30 yard.
Okay.
So that number just one more time.
Okay.
264.
So I thought he had the full yards there on that, but no, it's going to be just short, but by about a yard there. And again, that's something, for me, being an offensive coach, I always told my kids, you're going to go play defense. You're going to go play defense. I don't want to hear it. And then he's like, oh, Jake, I could have been a quarterback. Like, look at him, and I go, no, you couldn't.
Yeah, but Jake was always special. He was one of those jack of all trades, right?
Okay, but there's 2 different versions of special. Remember that. So I say that all the time.
Right, good thing he's not in London right now, because he's a pretty big boy now.
He thinks he is. No, again, these are all our kids, though. The Delbergs, the Hepburns. For me, the Tavis Gall, a kid who I discovered out in Woodstock a couple of years ago. Damon.
Even Sam
Sam Nemeth. Noah Williams, Drew Lawrence.
LJ.
Just up and down the list here. It's just it's so great. This really has been a celebration of football in here. Damon's in at quarterback again. Throws an interception while Dad's on the broadcast. Dad, oh boy,
he better make this tackle.
He better make that tackle, and he's going to get credited for it at the end there. Unfortunately, let's take it through. We can get those replay coming up in here. It's the right concept. That kid does a good job of understanding where that pass is going and dropping into his dome. Number 53 for the GTA Grizzlies. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on. Forget it.
Right, just like we talked about that defensive end who dropped. That linebacker dropped in the perfect spot. That's a read-out pass that's going to a spot.
Yep.
And he filled that spot.
That's got to be tough though. But now we can't come off as like I got a perfect passer rating here today.
Yeah.
So
it keeps him humble.
Not anymore,
He's better humble.
Yeah. Then what's Damon doing nowadays? Is he going to Fanshawe? Is he working?
Nope, just taking time, focusing on playing some ball and working.
Good for him.
Working full time and not asking me for money or anything like
that's always
that.
a
Which
good
is beautiful.
thing,
It's
isn't
like,
it?
oh yeah, it's great.
I was saying to a couple other people that I was talking to earlier today, it's like it's kind of weird being, an empty nester at this point. I don't have someone taking all my money anymore. I get to spend it on myself. That's a great catch, Damon.
Throws it out of bounds.
Still got it.
Sidearm.
Sorry, couldn't grip it. Small little girly hands. So just for the record, that ball, you don't see it. It bounced right into my chest and landed in my taco. So much for the taco.
It's more of a flat quesadilla now.
But again, Andrew, it's been an absolute pleasure here chatting to you. We're going to bring Coach Adam on to help us finish there today. Again, thank you very much for joining us in the celebration of London football. And again, talking about some of the old times, the Thunderbirds, the Mustangs, high school, London Minor. And again, great guy. Look at it. From a dad talking about another coach, I was really glad that my kid got to play for someone like Andrew.
And that goes both ways, Ron. Ditto for sure. And really what London's putting out for football, this is some of the best weekend entertainment going. So I'm so proud of these kids, these coaches, and really everyone who's come out and is supporting the Beefeaters. It is fantastic to see.
Awesome. And again,
right,
thank you very much
Appreciate
for joining us. I really appreciate it. We're going to get Coach Melrose back on here in a second here.
Just picking different stuff. Thanks, brother.
What's she picking different things about? We just heard part of that conversation at the very end there.
Mr. Woody, PA announcer here for all the Beefs games, was commenting on he liked how diverse the playlist was getting, and I attribute that to Addis just getting way better taste in picking songs. So it's not all about trap music, It's we can. There you go. As the village people come blaring through the PA, and we'll talk over top of it so that we don't get the copyright infringement. But everybody dancing, it's good. But you know what? Hey, we're in run time right now. 3 minutes just rolled down, so I'm assuming after this play they'll get 3-minute warning. But I think, exciting pick for the GTA.
Hey, great. We were just talking about that. What a great job the linebacker drop, understanding exactly what the route concept is, getting to where he needs to be, and just smart heads-up football there.
Absolutely. Beerling on the carry. But finally brought down by 46, Mr. Samuels. And I was going to say, after you got hit by the ball and the ball squished your taco, I want you to finish that taco here from Rosie Streetery here, guys. Again, that's the coach, Ron Ferwerda, godfather of youth coaching here in the city of London, has coached pretty much every LMFA team and has been involved all over the city, and it's always a pleasure to have him here on the broadcast. It's been a great season of cast as well as we wrap up our last at-home broadcast here for the London Beefeaters. I was just saying, Coach, it's our last home broadcast. We'll be back for the playoff game here in a couple of weeks, and as we see Pinto here catching his man. Here we go. We caught it this time, number 86, and we're going to get tackled like right away, however.
That's Burgess in at quarterback, number 13.
Oh, check that. Yeah, you're right. How blessed is it to have 4 quarterbacks and 6 running backs and another 60 guys on the sidelines? Cash Colburn on the reception there, too, whose name we haven't called very much this season.
No.
So,
DJ Addis, we were talking about him. I'm just going to say it again for the broadcast. Happy belated birthday, DJ Addis.
Attaboy, Addis, on the iPad of steel.
Yeah.
So, buck 12, the clock is winding down. We're going to get probably a couple more plays in here, Coach. Do you think we just eventually we're punting with a different punter as well, 17, Owen Schmidt.
So again, these are the reps that you're going to need because you never know when you're going to lose somebody in a game situation.
Oh, we get a block from behind that does get called.
Yeah,
and
but
roughing.
That's going to be called.
But did he hit the kicker because he was blocked from behind?
No, he absolutely got his hand out.
On the return,
he.
Oh, we miss it in the replay. That's unfortunate.
No, he is 100%. It's roughing the kicker. It's 100%.
Yeah.
Because the different. Okay. The difference for that is the leg is extended. So it's not running
Right.
into.
And maybe they were just letting the block from behind go because there was a $112 left in the game, and it wouldn't have really affected the kick had the kick gone away. But because his legs extended and he made the effort to put his arm out to, I got you. I got you.
So 15-yard penalty. Beefeaters are going to maintain possession here. Can pretty much knee out the clock at this point.
Or give our
So-
fourth strings a couple reps.
So the Beefeaters will go on the road to Peterborough next week to play Quinty, the Skyhawks, in a rematch of the game that we had here 2 weeks ago. Then there is the traditional bye week
Yes.
for Thanksgiving, and then the 14th is, we're assuming it's going to be the 14th, will be the next home game. Most likely, barring some weird tie-break formula that we don't know about, it'll be against the GTA Hurricane, or be against the Hamilton Hurricanes.
Hamilton Hurricanes, yeah. Which, I mean, there's a Ferwerda on that roster, if I'm not wrong, as we see number 32 going for a little scamper down the field, Brody Gowley.
He got in today and made a tackle.
Attaboy. So now Jake's playing defense.
Jake plays defense. As a dad coach, I always told my kids, much like Andrew, you're going to go play the other side of the ball. So I don't want to have or hear your kids getting favoritism on reps or this or that. It's like, I don't want to be his coach. I want to be his dad.
Right.
I got to coach this team. So Jake played a lot of defense growing up, then kind of transitioned when he started, playing competitive ball. I was like, you pick whatever spot you want to play in competitive ball. You're kind of old enough and do that. He kind of switched over to receiver, but always played receiver with a defensive mentality of block first. Run. Jake ran an out pattern really well. It's probably why I like that route.
Right.
So he's playing safety now. He's bounced around. He's finally settled into a nice spot where I think he's actually, I think he's more suited for it. Again, someone who has been away from football for a number of years, coming back after 3.5 years off, was quite an accomplishment and proud dad moment there.
Absolutely. So the injured GTA player has been moved to the sideline. Curious if we're going to get one more play here, or if they're going to kneel it out. One thing I actually meant to bring up here too is I like the coach in the Grizzlies hockey jersey.
Yeah,
on the
isn't that
sideline.
nice?
It looks pretty cool, actually. I know I didn't realize it till the end that it was. I thought it was just a cool sweater or something like that. No, it's a straight up hockey jersey with their logo on it, which is pretty cool. Oh, went the wrong way, and we're gonna be brought. No, we're gonna get out of that one, coach, and finally get brought down. I thought he was gonna escape the third tackle. 4 seconds left. Clock is winding down. This should be the game.
A little bit of a celebration on the tackle.
And that's the game, coach. I mean, I think it's maybe not as high as a score as we thought it was going to be. However,
I don't mind that.
Yeah,
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I think it's good. And again, we got how many names on the Beef squad, especially, did we get to say today that we haven't had a chance to? And I'm sure a lot of those same guys will be playing next week in Quincy. And we're going to get the final knee out here. And I mean, 3 touchdowns from LJ Dyer. GTA with their first points in 4 games on the board. I mean, I was excited for them when that happened, of course. And a couple Rouges gives us a final score today, coach, of 43-7, making the Beefs record 5-2 heading to Quinty next week, which not too bad. And final thoughts on the game, coach?
Yeah, the Beefeaters came in and did exactly what they needed to do today. They scored early. They scored often. They got all their players in that they wanted to get in. And not only that, more importantly, they locked up the 2 spot. So October the 14th, Coach Woody or Dave Woody just basically announced it. So it will be Saturday, October the 14th. And we're assuming, barring a miracle, it'll be against the Hamilton Hurricanes.
Absolutely. And we've been so blessed with nice weather for the last 4 broadcasts, coach. I bet you we're going to be in our snowmobile suits for that one. Watch your head, Jen.
On it.
Sorry, I'm just making sure that the owner of the club didn't get her head hit by the skyjack coming down right now. So again, For the coach, Ron Ferwerda, Stephanie on production, Simon on score, Addis on music, Lawson up in the Skyjack on camera 1, Logan Nadalin on camera 2. My name is Adam Melrose. This has been Beefs TV on CJFLTV.com, and we'll see you all on October 14th.